So you ready to hop into this?
Yeah.
Do you have any expectations whatsoever?
No idea what's going on. It's kind of scary.
All right.
I was
And
on and then I realized what you were implying earlier, and I was like, oh, maybe I should be scared. No, I'm sure it's fine.
yeah, any of the players coming in before you know any details about Liam and where he comes from, skip to the time I hopefully edit into the screen right now, or just whatever timestamp I post at, or I post the video at in the video recaps channel. So, shall we jump in?
Yes.
All right, Liam.
I'm already shaking.
You are, let me just double check, sitting in a familiar room, a lavish dining room with a beautiful imported Smeraldan puzzle wood table with a gold trim. And the center is detailed with a uh, varying color palette going into a Penrose tiling. Uh, Everything around you is made of stained wood of varying imported varieties, and the ceiling is painted a pearly white. To your left, there is your father, Conrad Siva. To your left is your mother, Annette Siva. Across from the table from you is Kyron. Did I pronounce that right?
I've gone back and forth on how to pronounce his name. I usually think of it as Ciaran. I think it's
Ciaran?
supposed to be pronounced Kyron, but I look at it and I see Ciaran.
All right, so across from you is Ciaran. Your father places down a plate in front of you filled with smoked meats and a handful of vegetables as well. And of course, in the center of the table is the larger animal that this came off of. There is a some sort of avian creature, and he hands you this plate, puts his hand on your shoulder, and gives you a smile. Uh, as you look back at his face, the world turns black. You're in darkness. And then it's back to light and you're in a warehouse. You're opening a crate. You can see this is, general inspection. This is a familiar place, but you're opening this crate. And inside are silver rods, weapons imported from Smeraldi. Your father, Conrad, is next to you opening another crate, and you hear the snapping of wood behind you. You look over to him, and he looks back at you, and he says, "Looks like we've got a rat." And he turns to walk away towards the noise in a stealthing fashion. The world around you starts to feel dizzy, warped, wobbly almost. You start to make your way, or at least to try to make your way, towards this noise as you hear screaming, yelling, pleading from wherever your father went off to. You try to take a couple steps, you stumble forward, and what's in front of you seems to warp visually into the scene of a mutilated man with, pull up the description. This is a high elf man, about 6 feet. His face is beaten and bruised. His nose is just knocked in and bleeding. He has lighter hair kept at about mid-length and a pair of absolutely just twisted at this point rectangular spectacles and both of the lenses are smashed in, but the lens on the right eye is smashed in such that the glass is penetrating the aqueous humor of his eye, and it's dripping out and mixing with the blood that's also coming out of this wound. Your mother is standing to the right of this man, looking at you, holding a pair of bricks, and your father is standing next to this man on the left, with his hands covered in blood. Your father says, "All right, Aiden, you know what to do. We need to show these Eager Wish people that this is our town now." And your mother takes the 2 bricks, smashes one against the other, forming one into a wedge, and hands you the wedged brick and the unbroken brick. You walk up to the man who's absolutely just sobbing out of the one eye he can. And he says, "Please, no, please, I have a family. Please, I'm just here to get medicine. There's a family that their son is dying." And your father just strikes him across the face, dislodging his jaw, as he grabs the jaw again and twists it back into place. And the man cries out in pain. You take the 2 bricks, and you place the wedge, or you try to place the wedge brick in his mouth, but he's not opening. You grab his hair with one hand, and you kick him in the stomach. As he gasps out in pain, you shove the brick in his mouth, the wedged brick. You take the other brick, and you slam it onto the wedge, driving it into his mouth, breaking and dislodging his teeth. The blood begins to fill his throat as his head falls back, and he begins to gurgle and panic and try and gasp out, but he can't because of all the blood flowing down his throat. You then drop the flat brick and take your dagger out of your sheath, and you drive it into the bottom of his stomach and begin to slowly saw upwards towards his rib cage. And as he keeps flailing and jolting in pain, trying to get away, but he's bound by your father's handiwork. You get the knife all the way to his solar plexus, and you twist, and in one last jolt, he flays out as best he can. One last bubble of blood comes out from around the brick, and he falls dead. Suddenly, his face looks healed almost. There's still a brick lodged in his mouth, and it's pouring out blood, but the rest of his face seems healed. But this face isn't the face of the high elf that you knew. The face is different. His face looks like your traveling companion, George. You wake up in a cold sweat, and that's where we will start the session. All right, so recapping where we've been so far, all of you started this adventure in the town of Dolam at the Salmon Festival. Some of you were dancing to the music, some of you were playing the music, and some of you were lurking in the background. You ended up stopping a kidnapping attempt on the mayor of Dolam as he announced that Dolam was nominated to become the next Gem City. 2 weeks later, after he paid for your lodging and meals to bide the time, it was announced that Dolam was in fact going to be the next Gem City. Now, Mayor Eimer has hired you all for a total of 1,000 gold, distributed amongst all of you, to help him make the week-long journey into Citrine. Now, of course, since the kidnapping attempt, he had bulked up a massive amount, nearly doubling the size of his arms, And y'all made your way to the Bund Farm, which you encountered a priest that runs the farm, or a former cleric, I should say, who was having trouble with hogs that were trying to get into his mushroom farms. Fortunately, though, you were able to thwart the wild hogs that were trying to break in. Some of you more violent than others. And you made your way over to the main area of the Bund Ranch, or Bund Farm, past the ranch. You met the family that lives there and went over to the lake, meeting the last member of the family, Madison, who was writing something down in a book that I believe Liam was able to see was a fairly accurate sketch of Pank from a distance. One of you decided to test out the circlet that you bought in Dolan, having attuned to it during your 2 weeks. And you swam to the bottom of the lake after being warned to watch out for turtles. Snapping turtles. Vicious snapping turtles. And you summoned a dancing lights to, give yourself some visibility in the water. Unfortunately, though, Old Man Lee was not lying about the turtles, and two of them, one of them larger than the other, ended up attacking you. You fended them off and swam over to shore, not really saying a word to anyone. George, you were able to receive a clerical book from Old Man Lee about various healing, or including a chapter on the visualization of healing and healing energies to get a better model of healing magic in your mind. And that is where we left off last time. In between sessions, we had a interesting Seacrest moment with Liam. And Liam, to start off the session, you wake up in a cold sweat on the bed. Let me just turn off the long cat here. Here we go. In the Bund Ranch, or the Bund Farm house. You are currently situated on this bed right here. Mayor Eimer is sleeping in this bed here, and I do believe George is downstairs, but Pank is in this bed here. Of course, to, kind of recap the scene, the walls here are painted in a similar color to the sands of Dolan, and the paint is relatively tight, although on the interior, you have some basic just wood planks that were, foraged from the surrounding woods. And of course, you heard that Old Man Lee built this house himself. The floor here is just wooden planks in this second floor sort of loft area. And you can see the storage area over here down off the balcony. It's just barely cresting dawn that you can see out of a window that's a little closer to the first floor over here. And everyone else up here seems to still be asleep. What do you want to do?
So quietly make my way down to the kitchen
All right.
so as not to wake anybody up.
All right, let me turn off second floor level. So you make it down the ladder to the storage area and then walk into the main room. And at the table, you see George, all, completely awake, finished with his trance. George, what do you want to be doing?
I guess just continuing my study with the book.
All right, he is reading his book. It is a tattered blue dyed leather book with a symbol on the front that looks, just to remind all of y'all. Get a pen here. Here we go. And I'll draw on, I don't know, a new layer. That's a big pen. It is a circle with another circle cut out like that. And that is the best circle I can draw freehand. without a circle tool.
Cookie with a bite taken out.
Or that.
It's a wheel of cheese.
With a bite taken out.
Yeah.
Bite. A single bite out of a large wheel of cheese.
It's just the two of you in this room.
Yeah, just awkward silence.
Well, I assume I haven't, because Liam was going down quietly, and
Yeah, I'm trying
Liam's
to
the
be
rogue.
stealthy because I don't want to wake anybody up.
Make a stealth check.
Do I need to make a passive perception check?
That's I've already got your passive
Oh,
perception.
wait. Yeah, that's not a check.
You don't make a passive perception check. You just
Yeah.
12.
12? That is
Yeah.
less than George's passive perception. So, George, you hear a pebble on the ground get kicked into the frame of this door, into this main area, and you turn around and you see there is Liam.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Having trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. Well,
Nothing you can do about it. Just happens.
yeah, I suppose so. Well, it is a nice enough night, I suppose. Pretty quiet.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sit down next to him. Or at the table,
Okay.
at least.
You know, the stuff in here it's pretty fascinating, I must say.
Yeah. It's all cleric stuff, too, not just healing magic.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
It's the
I might want to look at it later.
yeah. I'd be glad to give it to you. So you can in the meantime, I've got to make sure I know what's in here.
Yeah.
Using my healing a lot. Say, did George ever I'm George. Did Gar ever
Did I ever return?
did Gar ever come back in? I guess I might know. I'm the one who
I mean, he's not upstairs.
interesting. Well, he might have come in while I was trancing. Who's to say?
By the way, the Gar and Pink, feel free to wake up whenever you want.
What time would it be
You
right
know.
now?
Around about now, it'd probably be maybe 7:15 in the morning.
I don't think Pink would be
Over at
waking
the
up
lake.
just yet.
I'm not even in the building.
Well, whenever you want to come back, I guess.
Joke's on you all. I just abandoned the party. Guard ditches the party because he
New
doesn't
character introduction. This
Yeah.
session.
creates entirely new character. Or I could just pull one from my many archived characters.
I could give you one of many characters. You'd probably have to be human, half elf, or elf, though.
Rhyme me. I'm not opposed to just throwing Ryan's lore out the window. I'll bring in Ozone, the
Oh.
air genasi.
DM
Imagine
question.
him
Yes,
and Cody
DM
just
question.
show up out of the blue.
Is there music for this session?
I was wondering the same thing. Oh, nope, but
There
there are
is.
gnats. Don't worry.
There are gnats, as always.
That's all.
I love this apartment.
The gnats
Oh,
are
wait.
still around.
It would help if I'm streaming the music. There we go.
Yes, it would. I wasn't going to mention it. I just wanted to see how long it would take to notice.
You, of course, are at the Bund Ranch. So this is the theme for Bund Ranch. The smell of mushrooms from Stardew Valley.
I was going to say, this sounds very Stardew-like.
Yes, because it is. Also, I just realized my music is all the way up, so I cannot hear you. All right, that should be a little better.
Yay! Now we can be heard.
Oh wait, did I minimize that? No, it's still up. Okay, cool.
Pro DMing here.
So, George and Liam, are you just gonna sit around and chat for like a little bit?
No, they're gonna
Or
sit
be
around in
silent.
awkward silence.
Liam's gonna sit there awkwardly and answer any questions that. I mean, he'll chat, but he's not gonna initiate it at all because he has no idea how.
I
All right.
I think George has said all that's gonna be in his mind.
All right, and Pink wakes up.
Pink wakes up. All right.
Yes.
You know what? Pink isn't actually all that tired anymore. So suddenly,
I'm just hitting this awkwardness level. I'll wake up.
He's like, I can feel it in the air.
a disturbance in the force or somewhat, and then wakes
Pink.
up.
I
You
smell
wake up
awkwardness.
to the intruding smell wafting through the gap between the wall and ceiling of smoked ham.
Mm.
Not steamed.
Not steamed.
Right? Steamed joke.
There's a little bit of steam, wafting in through the,
Like
in
to
through
the
the gap.
smell of turtle soup.
Oh
No.
Where's Gar?
Wait, I'm
Oh,
fine.
no,
I'm fine
Gar's
with that.
dead.
Those turtles were mean. Oh no, it's gar soup. Oh, okay.
Turtle
Yeah.
soup.
You know, turtles in a half shell. Turtle power.
That was
Turtles in a
tears and
half
half
shell
shell.
is a kind of soup, I believe. It's a kind of food.
Anyway, Pink, you wake up in this second floor bedroom here. On the bed across from you, also seeming to wake up at the smell, is Mayor Eimer, all
Forgot he was with us.
beefy and muscly as can be. Sleeves still torn asunder from the sheer size of his muscles.
I am going to get up out of my bed a little bit groggily, not really paying too much attention to my surroundings, and I'm gonna make my way downstairs because I smell something good and I'm hungry.
All right, you make your way down the ladder here, and you walk into the main room to see Liam and George sitting at this table, as I have previously described.
I'm gonna kind of yawn a little bit and just say good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Hi.
Sleep okay?
Mm-hmm. I slept fine. How about you?
Well, it was pretty restful. May not have been sleep technically, but it's my own sort of thing.
I smell the food. Do you know where?
You hear the door here sliding open, first from this side, possibly just out of habit, and you can see Old Man Lee holding a sort of bin that seems to be steaming up. There's a noise outside. Anyway, he then, with his foot, closes the door going this way and opens the door going this way to get through this gap here. And comes in, and between all of you at this table, plops down a big old tray full of smoked ham.
Oh, perfect timing.
Oh, I see you're all awake. Breakfast will be ready in probably another 15 or so minutes when Mark gets done with the potatoes.
It's quite a hearty breakfast we've got here.
Yeah. Finally got to break out the old grill again, eh?
Yeah. I'm quite thankful that you did so for us.
Of course, I mean, you helped with these boars anyway, or these hogs. Whatever they are. I'm sure my daughter would know, or my granddaughter would know.
Has anyone seen Gar around? 'Cause Is he still by the lake or something?
I haven't seen him.
Maybe he fell asleep there somehow.
I guess I could go
Mm,
look around outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we
Got
should go
time.
see if we could find him, make sure he's okay.
And if not, I have some healing words for him.
All right. So y'all are gonna like take a step outside the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
As they step
So
out of the
turn
door, I
off.
want to very clumsily run right into them as if I was coming in. So just run
All right.
right into them.
You come in running from the lake, and run into them, presumably at the scent of freshly smoked ham.
And the scent of food.
As y'all are starting to walk out of the door, and he runs into you, in the distance or the distant background, you can see off over in this way, this area here, there is a fire going, and there's the sandy blonde, 20 to 23-year-old human that you saw the previous night, named Mark, and he seems to be roasting potatoes on various pikes over a fire.
And so does Gar just like run into all of us at once?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Gar, Liam, and
Bowling pin-
George
the bowling pin
all
noise
run into
happens
each other.
all-
Pink, presumably you're right behind them and almost get pushed into.
Gar takes 1d4 of fall damage and dies.
no.
Yo,
Hello.
Hey, hi.
howdy.
That was quite the entrance.
Thanks. I'd like to make an entrance, I guess.
Well, that's it.
Hmm.
Getting pushed.
That was certainly impressive.
Thanks, it was entirely unintentional. So
Mayor
what
Adam
are
at
we?
this point comes down through the door and greets all of you. Oh, hello everybody. I presume you smelled food,
Howdy.
and so did I. And he takes a firm seat into one of the chairs at the table here, and just kind of like folds his hands, waiting for the rest of the meal to arrive. A bit of time passes as y'all, reorient yourselves around the table, and Mark comes in with a basket full of these grilled potatoes that have a variety of green spices sort of sprinkled on the top there. The potatoes have a whole variety of sizes around them, and so he sets that on the table as well and says, "Oh, good morning, everybody. I see you're all eagerly waiting breakfast."
Good morning, good sir.
Good morning.
Food.
All right, and he goes over to the different cabinets over here and pulls out a variety of dishes and starts laying them out in front of all of y'all, and distributing food to different plates, cutting the smoked ham and distributing the potatoes. To you, George, he gives you a couple of large fried potatoes, and of course, with those large fried potatoes, you get a couple small fried potatoes as well. He doesn't forget about those.
Ah, perfect. To go with the large fried potatoes.
Yeah.
Can't forget about
You gotta
those
have your
small
large
fries.
fry or your small fries to go with your large fries, right?
Right.
Like I'm
And yes, that is something I wrote down to remind myself of. Yeah. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you go ahead and have your meal here of ham and of words potatoes.
just being potatoes.
Would Liam actually be at the table while they're eating, or would he have taken his food like outside or something to eat in private?
You can
It's
if you
hard to
want.
eat. It's hard to eat through a mask. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Mandalorian.
You could also, go up into the loft and like carry the plate on one hand while you go up.
Yeah, probably.
Being a rogue shouldn't be difficult for you.
Liam, I could mage hand that up for you if you would
I
like
got
help.
it.
Okay,
I got it.
perfect.
Thank you, though.
I think it's just kind of going to town on its food.
All right, do you want to do anything during this meal, or do we want to skip over it?
No.
Pink's not really going to be much of a talker, so.
Liam's
I'm sure
sitting
you had
up
plenty of fish
in
last night,
earshot.
too. All right. So you wrap up your meal here, and Old Man Lee goes ahead and gets up and says, "Oh, and by the way, I've got some stuff for you from your help yesterday." And he goes outside, walks around, and you can see through this window here. He walks around this way to a area over here. It's just barely out of view, but you can hear that he stops moving, and he brings over a bundle of paper, seemingly dipped in wax, and he brings it over and places two large, sort of like paper bundles onto the table. It says, "Here are the two boars y'all felled yesterday. Figured I'd smoke them up for you and give you some food for the travels. And of course, my wife Roberta is off at the main entrance of town, going through our stockpiles, preparing any goods y'all would want for your journey, as per Freddy's request here."
I was kind of hoping it would just be giant wheels of cheese.
Giant what?
I was kind of hoping it would just be giant wheels of cheese.
Unfortunately, they are not cheese. They are big old hunks of meat.
Yes.
Still good. So,
And yes, they are the size of large boars. So you have two large boar-sized smoke meats. Whoever
So
wants to carry, or list that off in your inventory,
So you just like smoked the
Do we
whole
have any
thing pretty
volunteers?
much.
pretty much.
it just
You
put
just did it
stick
all in one
through
fell
it and
swoop.
just-
I mean, fair enough.
One of you more strong individuals can take that.
Yeah,
Please.
Mayor Armor, why don't you take care of it?
Oh yes, Matt. You're probably.
He picks one up with one hand, like it's nothing.
I learned my lesson last time.
Yeah.
I'm not trying this again.
He takes one, or he takes the other and tries to balance it over, on top of the
Start
other one,
juggling.
over the table.
Still with one
Checks
hand.
dexterity real quick. That's a 10 plus something. Let's see, what are his stats here? Dexterity is a -2. That's an 8. He places the second hog on top, or the second. Oh, that is a cat.
I
The second
have
one
two
on
of them
top
now.
of the first one, and it just rolls over and falls onto the table, and
I'd like
like
to try
has
and
to
catch it.
try and catch it.
I'd like to try and catch him. at
Sure.
the moment.
At this point, Liam's like coming back down the ladder,
Dexterity
having
check.
finished his meal.
Dex check. Oh no. Dice. Now. You know, that could have been better. 10.
Just for
10?
the record, Pink would also be going to catch it if that doesn't work.
You want to roll with advantage
Wait. Oh,
to be helped by Pink?
oh,
Gar.
can Pank be helping me? Or okay, yeah,
Sure.
sure. Because that's better. That's a 15.
That's a big.
All right. So with you and Pink sort of like moving to block the second wrapped hog from rolling off the table, you're able to just block it with your bodies as it like bumps into your stomachs and rolls back into a equilibrium position onto the table.
It-
At this point, Mayor Eimer places the other hog back on the table and says, so, we've got another day's travel ahead of us over to the gem city of Phenak. Should be a relatively short journey, just 8 hours or so. Double check
Hey,
my catalog here.
Diceling, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my boyfriend got it for me.
I have a few in my closet, but I don't feel like getting them right now. Is that a
No, it should take
That is indeed.
maybe 6 hours, depending on our weather.
Ah, perfect. Lee, do you know what time it is?
I mean, it's probably a couple hours past sunup. So probably at this point, having finished your meal, that would equate to approximately like 8 a.m.,
Ah, perfect.
8:30, somewhere around there.
Would you like me to roll for weather? I have dice for that.
Scrying stones, nice.
One piece. There it is.
And Lee says to you, and of course, the goods are just at the storage area. You know where it is, Mayor Eimer. Or Freddy. He calls Mayor Eimer Freddy. You know where to pick that up. And so, is there anything y'all want to do with your last moments at Bund Ranch for now?
Yes.
I
would like to ask Old Man Lee why it's called. What is the
How do you ask?
Infernal? Mr. Lee, before we
Hmm.
go, I had a question for you.
Sure. Ask away.
The lake. Why is it called Inferno Lake?
Makes a history check. Pulls up stats.
I didn't see any volcanoes down there, so I figured I'd ask.
I mean, it's been named that as long as I've been here, but if I recall, there was a legend, or maybe like, I guess more of a story, about a group of bards that performed a show on the edge of the lake here, and the music they played was themed to, fire and different infernos, and sort of just that general vibe, and the idea of an inferno on the lake, with the stars that of course reflected off the lake, ended up, as far as I understand, that's how the lake received its name, just through the thematics of it all. This was
cooler than I thought.
maybe 20 years before I even came to town.
Wait, so there was a. Do you know what kind of music they played?
I know there was singers and dancers, a couple musicians, or like people with instruments. There could have been a flute player and a lute player, probably. This is all, way before my time, but that's
Right.
the gist of what I know, just through the stories of the people who used to live here.
Would the people who used to live here, are you referring to the old town that used to be here?
Yeah, Eisentown. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it, but 40 years ago, the town started to vacate after the iron mines started to dry up, and there was no more profitable reason to stay here other than, easy land to farm. And of course, I've got that territory kind of covered here.
Would there be any records of Eisentown anywhere? Maybe in Phenak?
There would be probably in Phenak, but there's also an abandoned library here. I don't know how much still remains. Most people in the town took everything they had when they left, but the library was public, so There's some books left there. I don't know what you can find, but if you're interested, I mean, you can go over for a look.
Oh, yes, where's this library?
So, on your journey towards Phenak, there's going to be a large, intersection between two crossroads, or a crossroad, and if you turn left, there's going to be a series of shorter buildings on the left, on that road, and on the right you'll have a bunch of taller brick buildings, and at the very end of that street is a small little library with a giant boulder sitting out in front.
Would there be enough time to just stop by here, just to look around?
Mayor, I'm
Oh.
answering now.
I see.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, might be a little later in the day if we take a stop when we get to Phenak, but I don't see why not.
Oh, perfect. Oh, quickly before we head out, Lee, I'd like to thank you for all that you've done for us.
Of
And
course.
for this book.
You use it all you want. I
Ah.
don't exactly need it anymore. I've done
I'll
all the
make-
clericing I can.
I'll make sure to do just that.
All right. Y'all begin to pack up your things. Mayor Eimer helps bring everything over to the cart that is positioned just over here. There's a sort of stable here for horses, and that's where the cart is parked. Loading everything up. To Liam, Mayor Eimer says, oh, by the way, Liam, there was a older woman that approached me back in Dolam with a crate of tomatoes. She said that these were for you for your journey. Apparently, you might have helped her out or something in the market square.
Oh,
And he just points to like a lighter like this kind of brown. These planks here. A crate made of that sort of brown colored wood.
oh, thank you.
All right, everyone, are we ready to be off?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready to go.
All right. You start making your way downtown. There's
Right.
other lyrics to that I don't remember.
Past,
Some
walking
about
past, faces past, and I'm homebound.
all right.
I
There's
miss
more to
playing
it
than
Xander
belong.
sometimes. He would totally be humming that. He'd probably be humming that under his breath.
Oh, don't
But I
worry,
can't
Xander's
because
gonna
this
have-
isn't Xander and he doesn't know that song.
Oh, don't worry, Xander's gonna have plenty of things to deal with once he gets back to Phandalin. If he does make it.
Oh, that was part of the reason why the D&D movie was so fun to watch, because it took place in Neverwinter, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Xander's been there!
No, that's literally what I took. Like, whenever I was like, oh, I can finally. I think I've said this before, but I used that movie as. I gave myself the excuse of watching that movie as research for my campaign.
All right. We have the map ready here. So you come down southwards towards this area here. Get my map up. So you come down this trail and you take a turn off towards this area here. And you go ahead and park right over here next to this area, which is another abandoned looking building, all boarded up. But of course, at the front of this building, there is a older lady and a younger lady moving crates out into the front here. Relatively small crates, probably about apple box sized, and they are all from the slats you can see on the inside or on the sides of these crates, all full of potatoes, and some on the lower end have other various colors of vegetable that you can't quite make out.
Just miscolored potatoes.
Hello.
Howdy.
Got all your goods here that you asked for. And of course, this woman speaking is the older of the two women, with her hair sort of, partially not quite balded, but sort of wispy and thin, very much, silver-haired. An old lady with a decent posture, despite the fact that she's, worked a farm for most of her life. She's kept a good posture to, prolong the days that she can work. And she's got a good habit for it, you can tell. The younger woman, of course, is the girl you met at the lake, who is drawing pictures of Pink and recording other things as well. That I believe Liam spoke to briefly.
I think I just mentioned the drawings of Pink to Pink.
I don't
It's a
think
good
anybody
question.
knows about the drawings of Pink except Liam. And Liam
Those-
didn't mention it because
That's fair, but I'm just saying that feels kind of like a violation of some kind.
I mean, didn't she? Wasn't it like mentioned that she is like trying to find a new bird or something and like compares it against the records back at Dole?
True, but you wouldn't know that.
like
I
to
wouldn't know
Liam.
that, but
Her and
I,
Liam
as
had a whole
player, knows.
conversation
All would know that.
Liam is not going to just talk about because it was a private conversation. And I don't think she was doing it in a weird way. It's more of just like she thinks it's cool. Like any other artist on the street drawing somebody on the street.
I was just
At least
curious if anyone had mentioned it.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is a
Liam wouldn't
shorter,
have
younger
mentioned
woman,
anything.
probably 18 to 20 years old, with slightly longer than shoulder length, light brown hair. And her clothes are relatively well kept. She doesn't seem to be the kind of person to, work out in the dirt so much as she does, probably taking inventory and stuff, keeping records. And of course, writing, as some of you would be aware of. She, the younger woman, gives a wave over to Pink through the opening in the canvas on the cart. And the older woman and Mayor Eimer hops out to start moving these crates to the undercarriage of the cart.
I'll hop out and try and help him.
All right. Make a strength check.
Confound it.
I also
That
want to see if
wasn't
I kind of want to help also.
10.
All right. Liam, go ahead and make a strength check. So, Gar, you're relatively slow, but you're able to help out the older woman carry her crate as Liam goes and helps out the younger woman.
Yeah, that's 20.
Nat 20.
Yes.
Liam, you've worked
Spies Gar.
with a lot of different crates in your lifetime.
Oh God.
And lifting this crate, not a big deal. You go ahead and lift up this crate. And in fact, Madison here doesn't even, really do much of any work. She holds the other side of the handle, but you've got one hand under the crate and one hand on sort of the grip point, and you're able to lift probably 90% of the weight. And you both carry it and place it under the undercarriage. And of course, you need an old lady to help you out. Old lady Roberta, Gar. She helps
Really
you
starting
carry
to
things
despise Gar's
to the end of the
rolls.
cart. Blame
Every
the
time I
dice.
roll, it's most of the time bad.
The question is, does this first roll mean I'm gonna have luck for the rest of it, or is it like I just spent all my luck for the session on the first
Also,
singular
wait.
roll?
Never mind.
If it was you spent all your luck, then I should have positive luck at this point. I rolled 4 nat 1s before the session. I'm still fuckered about that.
I just rolled a 19 and a
I mean,
3.
Only
I-
during the session counts, though.
Let's see.
Anything before.
Yeah.
I just rolled a nat
Danger,
1.
I spent the first 2 sessions rolling nothing but 2s and 1s, so
Anyway,
Just rolled an
let's bring it into this campaign.
We're 3 sessions in now.
So you've got yourself all loaded up, and you start to make your way out towards the main city, which I don't actually have mapped out. So we are going to put up the long hat.
Shame.
Well, you make your way off this way to the larger town, passing what looks to be a saloon, and over in this way there seems to be sort of like an overgrown and abandoned, like, sort of public park area. You make your way down into town, and that takes, I mean, hey, we can leave this map up. That takes maybe like 10 minutes down the road to the crossroads that you've been informed of. You go ahead and take a left up towards where you understand the library to be. And you go uphill for probably about, another minute or so. And you can see over, or I guess around the corner of one of the taller brick buildings, a big old stone in a patch of pretty overgrown grass. The grass is probably about 2 feet tall at this point, and the stone is like 6 feet tall. And it's like a big, round, relatively round stone.
Oh, this must be-
Presumably weathered with the rain and, whatever has been going on here.
I suppose this must be the place.
Yep. You
All right.
get a little bit
Sounds
closer,
good.
and you can see that the library here, roughly in the shape, actually no, it's just a regular, just like rectangular building, but the roof is all caved in sort of an uneven way. The door here is off its hinge slightly and tipped over, roughly covering the door, but not quite enough.
All right, let's get into
And
it.
of course,
shall
there's
we?
you head up to the door here, and you're just gonna try and walk up the walkway that goes up to the sort of raised entrance of this library, and just go through the gap in the door.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
Inside this area, you can see various foliage picking through cracks in the ground here, formed by the holes punctured by the fallen-in roof. To your right is a sort of like rotted desk area, and to the left are a handful of shelves that are currently, from this point in the library, you can see that the roof sort of like collapses in this way, looking at the shelves, and so the shelves, are sort of crushed in. The shelves themselves are mostly empty, other than a handful of books that are either fallen off onto the floor or tipped over on the shelf themselves. In front of you, around what looks to be a tree branch that has fallen through the roof here, is a desk area on the right, just smaller writing desks, and just to the left of that is a larger, relatively square desk that's folded inwards with the tree branch piercing through the center. To the left of that large table, though, there is a larger, seemingly less damaged area of shelves with a few more books in there as well. Roughly more full.
Okay. I would like to just make my way through the library, around all
Mhm.
the shelves, and just quickly like scan for anything related to this town or to the Infernal Lake or the Bardic Tale.
All right. So make an investigation check. Actually, make 3.
Make 3. Okay. 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 First one is, where's that? Okay, first one's 18. Second is 12. Third is 13.
Okay. And so the areas you've got to explore, I'll just list out everything here. and we can go in order of which area you search. There's the one that's caved in with the roof in there, but there are some books that are either on the shelves, fallen over. There's the less damaged bookshelf off forward and to the left, and then also to the right, past this, the rotted desk, is a line of sort of like semi-rooms, partitioned off rooms, I guess is the best way to explain it, with some shorter shelves in there, probably about like 2 or 3 feet tall. Which one do you want to inspect first?
Probably the larger, more intact shelf first.
The larger, more intact shelf? All right, with an 18, you are able to find, and this one is a little bit water damaged, but this section that you find, like this section of books that catch your eye, pretty much left where they are. Presumably, whoever took what they wanted from this library didn't really care about this, but it is a series of 3 books that chronicle the history of Eisentown. And you can either take those or, spend some time to flip through them.
I think I'd like to take them. I don't want to keep us here too long.
All right. Which area do you want to investigate second?
Probably the separate rooms with the smaller shelves.
The partitioned rooms? All right. Here you find, let's see, this area would be that. Okay. So here you find what look to be picture books. Picture books for probably like much younger children, probably like geared, 4 to 8 in human years. And there's pictures of animals and other things like that, and then there's just general like landscape books, and there is some music here, but it's all basic nursery rhymes.
Well, let's move on to the final bookshelf then.
All right. You move to the final bookshelf and you find a book that is, but the particular book that catches your eye is a book of, let's see, this would be called, check this, where is the table? Here we go. The Harsberg Troop Tale of Inferno Lake. And it seems to be a book, from what you can tell in the front, there seems to be a shorter section describing the story of a, that without reading it, it seems to be some sort of like basic story. And then the rest of the book seems to be sheet music that is sort of half intact. This is what you find.
This is exactly what I need. All right, I definitely grab this one as well.
All right. You've got, if I recall, that is 4 books. One of them less intact, but still readable enough.
All right,
right.
I'm gonna head back out now.
You head out of the library and meet up with the rest of the people. Everyone else, you see George coming out of the library here, joining up with the cart.
Thank you for waiting.
Oh, we should have just abandoned you. That would have been funny.
I suppose we're ready to head out then.
I'm
Right.
good too.
Sure.
All right. Looks like you've got plenty of material to read on the road.
Yes, I do.
All right. And he cracks his back, cracks his knuckles, grabs the reins, and
Cracks his
steers the horse, snaps his neck. He is dead. The end.
No.
I guess
Steers
we
the
go
horse
to.
around.
Do we continue to Phenak or are we going back to Dolam?
Who's the new mayor?
Well,
Maybe we should go back to Dolam.
we become the new mayor. We run the town.
Gar is
Then we
the
can
new mayor.
finally start that business we were talking about.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is kill the mayor.
Oh no, he has to kill himself.
No one will
Interesting out
know
of
that he
context.
didn't kill himself.
He steers
It's
the cart
only
I feel like
us.
a few people
and starts
will know.
driving back down towards the
How?
crossroads.
I mean, if one of us just snaps his neck for him, who's gonna know?
Are any of us strong
Also, is
enough
it
to do
raining over
that?
there, Ryan?
I should be strong enough. If I roll well enough is another thing entirely.
It's actually not that hard to. You know, people who like crack their necks by doing this. If you go too far, you could accidentally do that to yourself. So it's not that hard.
See, so we could just kill the mayor.
You're forgetting about his like massive muscles that are probably holding his head in place.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He probably has massive neck muscles.
Alright, I got a better idea. We cut off his head with a sword.
That
Once
works.
again, neck muscles.
Are we
All
trying
right, you
not
make
to
your
I
way.
say-
just
You get to the
swing and it
crossroads,
just
and he turns
takes
left
off.
at these crossroads.
Ryan, I'm not how big around would his neck muscles be?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Jonathan
yeah, that's
Joestar.
his neck.
Oh,
God, I
okay.
gotta look this up. Hold on.
I just gotta make sure.
Let me look at how thick that neck is. That's a decently thick neck.
Yeah.
I could probably cut through that.
It'd take
With
a
a
couple
sharp-
minutes.
So what I'm hearing
No.
is kill the mayor.
The neck has an AC of
Turn.
19.
Just the neck. The rest of him is his normal AC.
Okay.
What are
let's
y'all
bring it
thinking
back.
about back there?
And stabbed.
Not much. What about you, Mayor Eimer?
Wait,
Well,
no.
we've got a
No.
6-hour journey. He, pulls out some sort of like pocketbook. To
Are you here? You heard him, boys. We have 6 hours to get rid of him.
What are you discussing?
Kidding.
It's about a
Or-
6-hour journey to Phenak. Doesn't seem like there's anything major along the way. Just more of the Larsh Plains. So it should be a fairly easy journey. And at this point, you're making your way out past
Yeah,
the Eisentown, boundary and the woods that surround it. So shall we go back to the Larsh Plains music?
Will you stop?
No.
No.
No! He's attacking the cord for my headphones.
Ah,
All right, you're back out to the Larsh Plains, which of course are sprawling, lush green plains with sort of like waves of stonework, or not stonework, but like, cliff faces that rise up and down probably 7 to 11 feet out of the ground. And of course, that is a sheer, rock, and then it, crashes back down like a wave. And there are a handful of these just scattered across the plain. And of course, the trees that I explained before that have a light bark with these sort of like lighter red sort of like blossoms on them, or like pine cone shaped blossoms, I guess is the best way to explain them. You'll have the open road ahead of you. You can use this time to use the captive audience of Mayor Eimer as
Plan Eimer's murder.
as you
Got
have
it.
plenty of questions in your what is the channel called? Your lore snippets or quests tab. Or of course, you can just silently sit and enjoy the plains ahead of you.
Alright, what
I
button
would-
do we hold to skip?
I
Maybe we
would like
skip this
to
cutscene.
get into the Hasberg troop tale of the Infernal Lake.
All right. So in this tale, are you going through specifically the story at the front of the book or the music at the back of the book?
Let's start with the story first.
All right. So the story is a reading into this book is sort of a basic, sort of like mythological feeling tale about the discovery of fire and fire magic itself. It from what you understand of magic and other things you read about the world, this definitely seems like fiction, but the tale goes on, through the bits that aren't eaten away. It transitions through to a story about coming across different areas that have a sort of like starry scene, or like a scene in the
Hey.
sky, made up of the swirling cosmos above you, and how those different areas look different under certain angles at certain locations. And so you get through a handful of tales about those specifically as you read. Is there anything anyone else wants to do right now?
Lion Mayor Heimer's murdered.
I don't think.
Liam might try seeing if he could read the cleric book.
Oh yes.
You wanna ask?
Would you like the clerical book?
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
If you're not going to be reading it right now.
No, you.
All right, I got this. Hold on, give me a second.
It's all yours.
General, here we go. Here you go.
Oh, Liam's reading
Well,
all the
You
all
know,
the stats. and
There's
everything.
information in that page that is in your book.
it's just that chapter.
Man.
Is it about a specific domain, or is it
Uh,
about all the different
specifically,
domains?
it refers to the life domain under the goddess of. Double check the name. I want to say it's goddess of revival, but I don't think.
Yeah, it's Goddess of Revival.
Goddess of revival. Okay, cool. So yeah, different things that sort of encompass information from the life domain, light domain, and double checking, divine domain. And maybe a little bit from the death domain, but not much. Just like touching on it, but not going into it. All right, Pink, is there anything you want to be doing during this travel here?
I'm assuming I'm in the cart this time.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at all. I got into the cart, but I'm going to get out of it and just start flying.
Just start flying again.
Yeah.
All
That's his
right.
preferred method of travel.
Let's see.
I mean, to be fair, if
Go
I
ahead
could
and make
fly, I
a
would
basic
also.
perception check.
Make a
Hank.
perception check?
Yeah.
All right. 1 second. What's my... there we go. That's going to be a 21.
All right. That is a pretty
That
good
is-
perception check. Do I have... What am I displaying right now? I'm displaying that. We can go over to the Gigamap. And so this is the journey you've been making so far. As far as what you can see, nearby to the south of where you're traveling right now, there is a relatively long lake that sprawls maybe Actually, you can't actually see where it ends, but it's probably about 500 feet wide, and it sprawls over the horizon. It's just barely on the horizon.
Right.
And other than that, there are just various patches of these trees, dotted around the landscape, and of course the regular, rising and falling of the land, and the sheer cliff faces that sort of intersect those rises and falls. All right. And we will say that that is the end of our travel, since y'all don't have anything more to do, seemingly.
Just having the owls circled.
So, after probably about 5 hours of travel, you start to see the sort of general landscape, and as it gets a little darker, the sort of flora of the landscape start to shift a little bit, and the land starts to look a little bit like this. We've got our new map going. And so you're making your way up this trail. All of these grids here are just 1 mile. So you're making your way into the area where Phenak is supposedly at, and about around here, you can see, double check the description, the large white stone brick, probably about this big a stone brick wall of Phenak, that the stone has sort of like purple veins running through it. Off to the side here, you can see a taller tower, probably about 3 stories tall, and a figure that seems to stand on top of it as lookout. And of course, the rest of the wall here that starts to come into view. And you make your way over to the gate. The gate is currently open, and you're able to drive in. And Mayor Eimer says, "All right, everybody, welcome to the town of Phenak, or the city of Phenak, I should say." You come across, in the town here, a channel that runs through what looks to be the length of the city, relatively straight. And you come over here across a bridge, and you start making your way towards the center of the city. Now, through this city, let me go ahead and pull up my description here of Phenak. Edelstein, P for Phenak. All right, so you're able to see that this is indeed what you would imagine a gem city to be. Around the whole city here, there are white gemstones seemingly over most sort of like doors of businesses. And of course, there are channels and canals running all throughout the city. The ones shown on the map here are just like the major ones. The buildings here are pretty much uniformly 2 stories tall. I will put up Long Cat because I wrote some stuff in the DM notes, and I need to hide those. All right. Turn off Long Cat. You make your way over to an area over in this section here, where you pull up to what looks to be a sort of like town square with a inn to the side here that says the Riverstone Inn. Mayor Eimer goes ahead and parks the cart outside and says, "All right, everyone, welcome, of course, to the central of Phenak here. Any questions before I head off on some mayoral business?" You have the whole city to explore over the rest of the day. At this point, it's probably about like probably about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And in the morning, we can all meet back up here and head off towards Zircon, which is, of course, the next city on our journey. We'll have another stop on the way there, but that's for tomorrow. I have some things I need to address. Any questions before I head off about either the town or, anything you need?
I think I'm fine.
What in what direction would the market place in Phenak be?
The market around Phenak, well, we're actually just on the cusp of it here. Around the center of the city, there is a smaller of the channels that go around in a loop. He's essentially referring to this area here. And in the center of that area, just walk towards the center of the city and follow the foot traffic. There's actually a very large bathhouse in the center where the various people of the city are able to either go for a swim or go for a bathe in crystal pure water. The waters here and all around that you've noticed are magically purified from whatever wellspring they come up from. I don't remember all the details, but sufficiently to say, if you feel thirsty, you can drink from any stream or channel here. It's perfectly safe to drink. Minus the canal, though. That's still river water. Referring, of course, to the canal at the entrance. All right. Well, if that's all of your questions, I'll go ahead and book our rooms and head off on my business. So he goes into the Riverstone Inn and, talks to the clerk inside. I don't know if any of y'all want to follow him or go exploring on your own.
Yeah, I'll go explore around the city.
I was gonna go explore on my own, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably just follow somebody around because Liam doesn't really have anywhere specific he wants to go yet.
All right. Oh, wait, I can click this and get a idea of what's here. Never mind. That doesn't work. The image doesn't get bigger. All right, I can long cat it. Double check what all the notes I put on.
Has
Okay.
Eimer walked away yet, or is he still nearby?
Eimer has begun walking into the inn.
I'm gonna quickly follow
Okay.
him and ask.
Effectively, I will add the zones just to be a better guideline for all of y'all. Zones of Phenak.
It's now got colors.
Ooh.
Mayor Eimer,
Ah,
don't
yes.
where would one go to say research? Do research on magical items.
Hmm.
Would you happen to know where that would be? Or...
He motions for you to come with him over to the clerk here. And the clerk here is, double check the notes. Where is that tab? There we go. Is a older man with a scar across his face and large rabbit ears that sort of come up and then sort of fall down sort of around his face. This is, of course, a beastling herringnon, or herringon. I can pronounce words. He's relatively well dressed, and his eyes are a very beautiful blue. He looks up from his task and sort of takes his sort of clerical monocle and takes it off and sets it on the table next to him. He says, "Ah, hello. You're looking for rooms." And Mayor Eimer says, "Ah, yes. Well, we can get to that in a second. My compatriot here is asking or is curious about you're looking for places to do magical research or just look into
Yeah,
magic stuff?
If you would, yeah, I'm trying to do some magical research on an item.
Well, we don't have a college in this town, but there are various magical shops that might be able to assist you. One place I might recommend is the Floating Oracle. It is in the check map. Here we go. In the northeast end of town, probably about a minute south of the spring there. And the shop itself has, a decently lavish sign. It is a silver color, and of course, the gem they've incorporated into their shop is, of course, the words.
The words.
The Oracle Stone. Of the logo on their shop.
Right, and you said what was the store name again? Sorry.
The Floating Oracle.
Right, the floating oracle. Thank you. I'll be heading that way. Thank you very much for your assistance.
All right. And you just head off?
Is Liam still around out of curiosity?
Is Liam still around? Did Liam follow him in?
I didn't follow him in, but I might still be like outside in the square.
If Liam is still around, I might try and grab Liam because I know Liam is good at
All right.
talking to people, and I'm
So
not.
you head back outside
Good at talking
as
to people.
as
Liam
Mayor
is
Eimer
persuasive.
orders a handful of rooms.
He's good at negotiations.
Pays for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry,
So
could you say that name
the
one more
rest of
time
you
so I
meet
can
up
actually
with
write it down?
Gar now walking out of the Riverstone Inn.
You said it was the floating oracle?
Yeah, the Floating Oracle.
That's it.
With a white sign, and the Oracle Stone in the center of that sign is a white gemstone, as you've seen on all of these buildings. Some of them have a more of a reddish hue towards the center of them. Some of them have more yellowish hue, but a handful of them also just have, a clear white to them. And they have various cuts, depending on, what the shop owner presumably preferred. So, all of you are currently just standing outside.
I'd like to make my way into the markets.
All right. Hank, what are you gonna do?
So is there essentially two groups right now? There's
Well, I'd be at that, so
You're
Liam
all
would have
currently
moved
heading
down.
off in the same direction.
same direction.
Whether or not you split up later, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, Hank doesn't really have anything he thinks he needs to do right now, so he's just gonna follow along.
All right.
The best party. None of us know what to do, so we're just kind of following whoever has some general idea.
Liam, I think
Telling you,
Liam's
we
keeping an eye
killed
out
the
for some
mayor.
kind of like. I think Liam's keeping an eye out for any kind of like notice board if there's like any wanted signs.
All right.
I think you're trying to find
Go
work,
ahead.
you're like, no, I need to find my face and take it down.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, actually, that's really good. That is dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. So going through here, going around through the central market here, you do come across basically a blank space of wall that has been somewhat filled with three wanted posters. One is of a
Work with
Elvish
an
male. Suppose
With a
it says he's a noble, and he's wanted for pickpocketing.
Is that right?
There is a dwarvish male with a bald head, and he is wanted for fraud.
Work with a rainbow afro. Work with a rainbow afro. Work with a rainbow afro. I'm hoping he shows
And there
up.
is a female ogre wanted for stealing from the mayor. And embezzling documents. Unfortunately, there is no orc with a rainbow afro, and fortunately, there is no wanted poster for your face.
You haven't made it big enough yet. Do more crime.
He doesn't want posters with his face on it
Well.
plastered around.
Eventually you'll get up there.
Hopefully not.
Liam. I was planning on going to a store nearby. I was wondering if you would want to join me.
Sure, I have nowhere specific I want to be.
All right. You find your way over to the store. Presumably, the whole party can go.
If the rest of you want to join, feel free. I just don't
Well-
It's
think
all
we're
in
gonna-
the market area.
Where might you be headed?
Me or Peng?
So y'all are just making your way through the market right now. If you want to roll a perception check, and we'll first say what you're looking for, and then roll a perception check to see if you can find it just on your way. That would be George. Rolling that.
I roll
Do you have
for-
anything you're looking for?
Or I wanted to ask Gar where he's planning on going.
Oh, I'm going to a
He's-
magic shop
yeah.
called the Floating Oracle.
By chance, do you know
No,
This-
go ahead.
could that sell a crystal connector?
Only one way to find out.
I suppose so.
Sure.
Yeah, I suppose I'll join up with you. Do I still need to make the perception roll?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Also, just point of clarification, it is crystal connector, as in it like connects things.
Yeah. What did you hear?
Collector.
I also heard collector.
Oh, I said connector.
I was like, okay,
Alright.
you want like, do you want a little Pokemon satchel for your badges? Yeah, I got my 8 crystals in here for all the gem cities. Just a little stamp book essentially for all the gem cities.
With every with every tavern that I play at, I get
Every tavern
I get
throughout
one
the realm has a little.
crystal.
Yeah.
Someone's taking a selfie, I think. Or a picture
I'm
of a
not
cat.
taking a selfie.
Taking a
That's
picture of
clearly
cat.
a cat photo.
You can't see it here. I'll send it to the cat
Nope.
channel.
Hey, what are you doing?
Um,
You have any interest in
Are
joining
you looking
us?
out for anything as you walk by? Or walk through like the various areas of the market?
Nah, I think I'll just tag along. Might as well just look around at what's in that
Just
shop.
tagging
you know?
along? Alright.
I mean,
As you're
wood
making your way,
and stuff.
Mayor Eimer actually catches up to you because he realizes he didn't hand you any room keys.
We're just gonna get locked out.
Oh, hey folks,
Yeah.
forgot I'm supposed to give you the room keys so you can get in later. And
That'd
he
be
hands
useful.
each of you a copy of a room key
I could have probably gone in
for the
anyway.
Riverstone Inn. Oh, and also for any expenses you want to spend, I can of course lend or pay you in advance so that you can or spend the money for you in advance so that you can buy whatever you're looking for. I don't have any further business in town. I've already taken care of what I need. at this point, by the way, you went from around here to now you're about here. And he
So
was
just to be clear,
just barely able to
charge,
find you.
we're able to charge the mayor. We're able to charge Mayor. I keep trying to say Mayor Eimer, but I keep ending up saying Mayor Dolan. We're able to charge Mayor Eimer for like expenses here.
So you can buy stuff out of your 1,000 gold reward,
Okay.
or like your 1,000 gold pay.
That
So
makes
we
more
act as
sense.
if we have 1,000 right now.
We have 1,000, but we just haven't been paid it.
1,000 collectively, but
Okay.
you don't have it in your inventories. He has it on his person right now, and he
I'll
will help
just-
you with whatever.
Write it down.
That-
Okay, yeah, because I was maybe thinking about looking around for some stuff, but I didn't have money, so I wasn't gonna buy anything.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about that one too. I was just gonna be like, "Hey, would you
That
take
also
these 5
does
gold
change
pieces?"
what that also changes what I might want. Yeah.
All right, so you're able to find the shop with the white sign up front and the the sort of fancy scribe text of the floating oracle with the sort of oracle stone in the center of their sign, which of course is another gem like any other you've seen in this town, although it has a very circular cut to it. Walking inside, you see, double checking here,
An
a-
oracle that's floating.
Oh. A halfling male making his way about through the various shelves in this area, doing little stocks and adjustments. He, well, you'll see that in a bit. It's not too easy to see as he's running around, but
He's got a
he
knife in his
is-
back. He's already
He's-
stabbed him.
He's actually just dead. No.
He is a zombie corpse shambling around in the store.
He is about
He's
to get
making his
mage
way
hand,
back
so he can be a floating
behind
oracle.
the back behind the desk and starts counting something on the desk sort of frantically with sort of like a weird like tick to him. He's like, oh, hello, customers, yes, how can I help you?
Howdy.
Hello.
It is the traditional turtle greeting at this point. It's just howdy. So I'm saying to everyone I meet.
What
Howdy.
can I do for you today?
Well, I pull out the sword. I was hoping you could help me figure out what the hell is up with this.
Oh, yeah, give me give here, give me here.
I place it in his hands.
All right, and he like sets it, like being a little like thrown off by the weight of the sword, and places it on the table, and then he turns around and runs to the back of the store, sort of like frantically with like a bit of a wobble to his step,
I think I'm
and
in
you
his
can hear
mouth.
him like rough. No, the sword's on the desk in front of you, or like on the
Oh,
table.
okay, I
in front
thought
of
he
you.
just he's in sword and booked it to the back door.
He goes ahead and filters through a handful of things in the back. Through you can't see into the backs because there's like a yellowish white tassel curtain in front of the door, and it's also just a shorter door as well. And so he ends up coming out with a sort of like baseball-sized crystal. So identification would run you, reaches under, places the crystal next to him and just hand on the crystal, ruffles under the desk, flips through some different sheets under the desk as the DM looks something up real quick for the identify spell and the details it can reveal.
A pearl worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, which is more what I was
Yes.
looking for, but sure, this works too.
There you go. Okay. He flips through some stuff and says, "Okay, identification would run you, 10 gold. 10 gold."
That's a lot cheaper than what I was going to do. Sure. I mean, actually, wait, hold on. Liam, do you want to try and haggle this?
It's your goal, and apparently you're willing to pay it. So go right ahead and pay it.
I didn't say sure in character. I was
Oh,
just, I genuinely, no, I was more like sure because I thought he was going to say 500, not 10.
oh.
Do you want the identification?
I pat my pockets. 9 gold pieces.
10 gold pieces.
9 gold pieces.
Persuasion check, I guess.
Don't worry, guys. I got a +0. All right.
At least you don't have a -2 to it.
I have a +3.
I swear I haven't gotten anything
I have a
better.
+5.
I've not gotten above 10 today, for the record. That was a 7.
That's like my
11
first
gold
entire-
pieces.
Here,
gold
here,
pieces it is.
I can.
What did you say?
I'll let
I was
Ryan.
about to step in, but then he said
No,
something. So I
Morgan, go ahead.
What did Ryan say?
Morgan can talk. I have food in my mouth.
no,
11 gold
Liam would have
pieces.
Liam would have shut up the moment you started talking. He was about to say something, but then realized you were
I
talking.
didn't say anything.
What
I
did
don't
you
know
say,
how to
Ryan?
negotiate. 10 gold pieces it is.
He takes the orb and just like starts putting it under the shelf. And then he turns to
10.5.
he just gives you a look and looks over to Liam. So, are you here for anything?
I'll take this.
I'm just tagging
How
along
can I
with
help?
my friend here. No, I wasn't looking for anything specific.
Then why are you here?
I
If you
with
don't
this
have
guy.
10 gold and you don't have a reason to be here,
Sorry, I miscounted. I do have 11 gold. Thought I only had 7.
deception check.
Best part is I only have 7 in my coin pouch, but because I have 24 silver pieces, I actually did miscount. Hey! My first roll above 10 tonight. Actually, maybe my second, but still not great. Don't worry. I have a +0 to deception as well. It's a 13.
Pulls the orb back up, places it on the table.
I'm good at this. Here you go.
All right, mark off 11 gold.
I don't have 11 gold.
Let's start your
Mark
tab
it
with
off.
Mayor Eimer.
There's a reason I was trying to talk him down. I don't have that much on my character.
Liam was fully willing to cover whatever you couldn't. You just never asked Liam to cover whatever you couldn't.
I'm already in debt to Liam, and I feel bad.
So
You're not in debt. It was a gift,
how
which
is this
you
No,
might
I'm
not
in
know
debt.
unless you talk. No,
So-
if you
I
talk
was
to
gonna
Liam,
say,
He
I
goes
he'll
ahead
tell
haven't
you.
talked to you enough.
He counts the change, and he just hands it back to you.
Oh.
And starts putting the crystal down again, but Mayor Eimer pipes up and says, "Oh,
Mayor
I
Eimer's
can
here?
pay for that." Yeah, he's come with you to pay
I
for
didn't
whatever.
He's
realize
with
that.
us.
I thought he was at the hotel. Gonna be honest.
No, he caught up with y'all after finishing his
Yeah,
business.
I thought he caught up, gave us the keys, and then booked it out of there.
Hmm.
Nope.
Good to know. Wish I'd realized that really sooner.
And Mayor Eimer hands over the 11 gold
Yeah.
to the. I mark that off on your tab. Hands over 11 gold to the halfling man, who's, of course, at this point, you can see that He's missing, or not necessarily missing, but 2 of his fingers on his left hand are just shrunk down to the size of like baby fingers.
Oh.
For
Does it
whatever
seem like
reason.
they were shrunk down or cut off and then healed over?
They
Or
still have
are the nails
fingernails.
there? Yeah.
Yeah, like is there nails or is it just this? Or is it just this?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Gladly. All right, you guys ready for less than 10 again? That was a natural 6 plus 3. I hate
They
today.
appear to
I
be
knew it was
full
gonna be a bad
fingers,
session.
just
See, you're coming.
much
This is
smaller.
exactly what the first 2 sessions of Xander were like.
This
Like,
has been the
legit, I
first
did
like,
this-
3
it's the
sessions for
same-
Gar.
And so this halfling man picks up the orb and like puts it in front of his face and like stares through it towards your sword. He's gonna make an investigation check.
But that's not how it works.
That's a natural 20. Oh my goodness.
Yay, good. I want to know how this thing works at this point. It's gonna be a plus 3 sword somehow. If only.
And he's going to make
If only.
interesting. Double check stat sheets here.
I'm gonna get ready to roll insight on anything this man says.
As you should.
This thing clearly
Uh,
has something powerful to it.
His
So he's
eyes go
probably
white
going
for
to
a
lie.
moment, and you can see, Gar, you're not able to see this because you're not holding the sword, but George, because you are trained in magic a little bit, you're able to see magical, I guess, like motes floating through the crystal orb that he's looking into, and these motes seem to sort of like circle around the outside, end up in sort of like a circular fashion towards the end that faces the sword, and then like stream inwards towards his eyes to the other side of the orb. The orb itself is relatively translucent, but you can see these sort of like light motes or like nodes floating through there. And they have probably like a pale blue color for this gem specifically. He
Interesting.
makes a roll for that as well. So this is yes, you are looking to investigate this sword. I found out it he's just like in a bit of a panic, seems to scratch his beard or like his chin. There's no beard though. This weapon is attunable, and it seems to be in a lesser state than when it was forged, and the rest is filled with darkness. Please take it back.
I'm rolling insight. Yes, my first good roll of the night. 23.
23.
I have a plus 5 to insight. I got an 18 for once. First good roll.
This man seems like he has seen death itself.
Lovely. I'm glad I'm wielding a sword that makes a man see death. Fun. Alright, cool. I'll take this
Essentially,
sword
it
back.
is as if he saw like his own death
Yeah, I know.
from touching this sword.
Which is very encouraging for the wielder of said sword.
I mean, the craftsmanship seems like it was maybe forged by a halfling, although it's a little bit too flamboyant for that. Anyway, you there with the wings.
Yes.
Are you looking for anything?
Hold on. Outside of the thing, real quick, I just have to make sure. You said that this was just a magic shop.
This seems to be like a general magic or like divination shop.
So he has magic items and stuff.
He does have magic items. You can ask about whatever sort of thing you might be looking for.
Yes, I do have a question on if you have a certain type of item.
Oh, also, damn thing. I just realized we're playing the theme for outside.
I was
Let's
about
get
to say,
into
this
town.
is rather epic music for that haggling sequence that went on.
Well, you know, the guy just witnessed like an incredibly epic battle or something, whereas we're just kind of sitting there like, I wonder what he's seeing.
Death.
Yeah, he's hearing the music. We're hearing this.
So yes, what are you looking for?
I was wondering if you have any sort of item for seeing in the dark, like sort of night vision goggles.
Night vision. Yeah, yes. I think I have one of those in the back. Give me a moment. And he takes the pearl and just like does not try to touch the sword in any way, and takes the pearl to the back and starts ruffling through things.
I've scared a man near to death with my sword. Mission accomplished. Now I need to kill a god.
That was exactly what you were intending to do.
You need
Yeah,
XP for that.
That was entirely my goal the entire time. Everything went exactly according to plan. Nothing messed up whatsoever.
All right. So, I have two sets of goggles. One is, these are goggles that you can wear to get a little bit of, distance sight in the dark. And he sets them down on the counter. They're two different pairs of goggles. One looks more refined than the other. He sets those on the table and just like reaches under the desk and pulls out a flask, unscrews it, takes a big swig,
This man, this
man
poor
screws it back
guy.
on,
What have you done,
places it back
Gar?
under the table.
When I figure it out, I'll tell you. Also, why are you worried about him? I'm the one using the thing. I should be more terrified, I think.
Yes.
Poor guy.
This pair of goggles here goes for 30 gold, and it allows you to see in the night, essentially as an elf would, for 15 feet ahead of you. And then this one here goes for blanks out for a moment. This goes for 200 gold, and this allows you to see 30 feet. 30 feet well, and then 60 feet. It's a little bit fuzzy.
I'm going to kind of take a look over at Mayor Eimer and say to him, you said we could take these out of our payment, right?
Yes. You have a total of 250 gold each, or 1,000 gold distributed amongst all of you.
Well, I have 239.
I'm gonna think about it for a second.
Excuse me,
seeing
sir.
you think. Oh, go ahead, Gar.
Excuse me, sir. What was your name again?
Oh, my name is. Pull up the shop
Yes, I'm being this player.
table.
Oh, now are you gonna try and haggle him?
No, I'm going to
Oh,
ask
okay.
him a question.
Oh, thank God. I thought you
My
were gonna
name is
try and
Elwin.
haggle him down again from the 200, and he was
Elwin.
gonna raise it to like 500.
Well, no. Ask Liam about negotiating. I obviously suck at it.
George has
Uh,
higher negotiation than Liam does.
That's true.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think Gar has the lowest, which is the main point.
Liam may have been like somewhat trained in negotiation, but he's was by no means natural
I
at it.
won't be doing anything more for you.
No. I just had a question for you. Do you know where I could
Yes.
potentially find an enchanter of items in this
An
town?
enchanter.
Anyone else?
Well, there is Bill's Baubles on the southeast end of town. Well, it's not the rich southeast end of town. It's a bit north of that. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
What about you? You there, the elf with the hair.
Right. I was wondering if you had any crystal connectors.
Crystal connector. Yes, we do. He goes to the the left end of the desk and pulls out a case. Probably about the size of a flute case, to be honest. And he brings it over and places it on the desk there, and opens it up with the two latches, and there you can see a handful of. Let's see, double checking. Go to this table here. Where is it? There is it. This is Phenak P. LMNOP. Phenak P. Where's Phenak? There it is. Okay. You see a sort of so in this case there are 5 gemstones, each on their own sort of like keychain. You have the gemstone like that, and then there's a keychain that clamps onto it like that, and then there's a chain that runs off of it. These stones here are sort of like oval shaped, clear stones with a sort of like they seem like clear stones on the outside, and then they fade into like a sort of like muted brown color towards the center as you get deeper into the crystal. Would these be what you're looking for?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
So one would run, flips through some stuff under the desk again. This would run for 100 gold.
We're gonna get to the next town and not have any money, whatever he needs to pay us. It's gonna be like, all right, and here's everyone's 2 gold.
How would 75 gold sound?
Unfortunately, I can't budge too much from 100. They are state regulated.
Understandable. Would 90 work?
90? Do you have anything to haggle with? Do a bit of a trade?
A trade?
What about this sword?
No, thank you. No, please get out. Go, Turtle Man. Out of my shop. I don't want you in here anymore. And you can feel like a hand on your back. You turn and you don't see anything there. And it's sort of like pulling you back towards the door with your sword in hand.
Start swinging.
No, please get out. I don't want you. Go.
Start stabbing with a hand.
I don't believe I have anything that might be of your interest.
Actually, if you want to make a strength check to try and resist the hand,
Yes, I would.
make a strength
Ah,
check.
please.
I'm being assaulted. Help! Don't worry, guys. It's a 10 plus 3.
Plus 3. Okay. This hand is not super strong, and you're able to break free from it. But at this point, you're probably like halfway between the desk and the door now, or like the reception desk and the door.
You know what's
And Mayor Eimer just like puts a hand on your shoulder lightly and says,
What?
"I
I didn't do
think it's
anything.
time for you to let's just wait outside."
What? I didn't do anything wrong. I was just trying to help the negotiation. Clearly, I'm a master negotiator.
George.
Yes, I'm sorry for all that. I'll pay full price. I'll pay full price for this.
All right. Yep. That's 100 gold.
Let me go get my money real quick.
Sure.
I need to go talk to the big guy.
Ah.
And I would like to use...
Third person. You were looking at the goggles.
Yes. I think I will take the 200 gold one.
The two. Oh, okay. Yes. He takes the lesser pair and puts them under the desk. And how do you have the gold? Or the platinum? Or a lot of copper?
I
Pay for it in
as
pennies.
well need to talk to the big guy. Hey George, can you
I'll grab your funds as well. You said 200?
yeah,
200, okay. I'll grab both of ours.
thank you.
And I go out to Mayor Amma. Hey Mayor. I would
Yes.
like to take 100 of my payment as well as 200 of Pank's payment.
Yep. Sure. Here you go. He reaches into a bag under his robe, and you can hear some coins ruffling around, and you're able to see that he pulls out 30 platinum pieces.
Oh shoot.
Oh,
Thank you,
guys,
Matt.
we
And he
just
hands them to
kill
you.
him. We get the money. No one will be any the wiser.
And he shouts
Just-
into the door, 20 of those are for the Aarakocra, by the way.
And I head back in
There
and
you
give Elwyn the money.
All right. So you are, since Pink asked for the item first, we'll go with Pink. You're able to get your goggles of, what are these called?
Goggles of night.
Goggles of the night.
And he said
And just mark off that
30
it's
feet
30
well
feet
and
clear,
60 feet.
60 feet fuzzy.
Okay.
These are not the same items as base D&D, Ryan.
Yeah.
I know. And it sucks.
Which honestly, that's.
Just wait until you find a
not
vacuum cleaner.
I'm going to.
Can
I'm
someone
gonna
kick
add
him?
an
I know we
item.
can't. But can someone kick him?
Just go to his house and like
You
physically
make an
kick
excellent
him.
point.
Actually, no. I'm going
I'll be
to
back.
add the regular base one, but I'm gonna make a note on my character that
Okay.
is not exact.
I think you can
Sure.
add a note to the item itself.
Ryan,
Yeah, I
don't forget the
can.
spoon.
Oh yeah, you can add a custom item.
Or you can customize the item itself.
Oh wait, can you?
Yeah, if you click on the item itself and then hit customize.
Whoa, wait.
Customize only works for adding small text to things.
Yeah. It just adds small text.
Next
Hold
time
on.
I see you, Ryan, you're getting a spoon.
Do I have
Oh,
to
no.
add it to my person first?
Yeah, you add it to your
Ah.
inventory and then get customized.
I see.
While we're having a brief intermission, hey Morgan.
Sure. We will take. Well, let's
Oh, no,
finish
I
up
just meant-
the
I
shop
just
first,
meant
real quick.
I just meant while they were doing that. I was.
Yeah.
But if you guys
I'll
have
create the homebrew item for you, Paul. George, to you, he hands over one of the crystal connectors, and he explains to you, well, I can just send the magic item description. So I will do that during the break as well. And with that, we will take our break. Bring it all back in. Everyone.
Yep.
Everyone back in. You've made your purchases. You now have a crystal connector, George, and you now have the dark sight goggles, Pink. Is there anything else you are looking to get in the shop, or are you purchased out for the time being?
I've been kicked out.
You have
That's
been
like the one
kicked
thing
out.
Pink has
Good
ever
with-
wanted, so.
I'm good with this shop, but I do need to go to another shop.
All right. Y'all convene outside.
Excuse me, Matt Ima.
Yes. What's up?
Would you happen to know somewhere where I can buy a short bow within the town?
I was just thinking about asking about getting some more arrows.
Hey, you, person on the street. And you see
No, the tradition is just grab a guy off the street.
an orcish male, probably, around about middle-aged, wearing, basic leather clothing, with his hair tied up into a knot. Turns over, he's like, do you know anywhere where we can purchase weapons or anything of the like? Any sort of smithy, or anyone who fashions bows? And the orc man says, rolls history. There's a searing anvil towards the central area of town, in the eastern quadrant. It's off that way, and he gives some rough directions.
Perfect. Thank you, good sir. Oh no, everyone else is out there. They're there.
All right. So presumably you head off towards the searing anvil then, or you just consider your choices, or
No,
to you.
I
Liam will
do.
be.
Yeah, so we'll George.
all right. Y'all head off towards the searing anvil.
Headed towards
Are
the
Gar and
ball.
Pink just gonna follow us?
Mm-hmm.
I know Gar
I'm going
won't.
in a different direction.
Oh, I'm
I think we're
following.
going in the same direction. Both are eastern,
Are
aren't
we?
they? You're going southeastern.
Yeah, they're both south.
We're going eastern.
Yeah. So one of them, the Bill's Bowls is probably around about here, and the where is it? The searing anvil is probably around about here, or probably about here. Y'all are currently around about here. So you do end up diverging paths. Who would like to go first? No volunteers, so it shall be the
I'll do
bigger
it.
group.
Never mind.
Oh no! I was pointing at Gar.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
couldn't
2
see
votes
that,
to
I just-
Gar and 0 votes
Oh,
not to
yay.
Gar. So we will go with Gar.
Yeah.
Is the mayor gonna go with Gar and them, or is mayor gonna go with Pink and Liam?
Well, Pink has 50 gold worth of spending
Or
left
not Pink.
out of his total. George has 150.
That's what I was gonna ask. So,
Gar
like,
has
does
enough
Liam need to worry
more.
about getting gold beforehand, just in case he needs it, or?
So before we diverge paths here, what funds do y'all need? I'll give you up to, I don't know,
I will
40 gold.
figure that out once I get there.
Right. I'll go with you.
I'm not sure because I just need to get some arrows and supplies. But if we're splitting up, you could give me just some gold and I can give you back whatever I don't spend until.
Sure. And he reaches into his cloak again, pulls out 4 platinum pieces, and hands them to you. And
I'll do the same. I'll just take 50 gold, and I'll give back whatever I don't use.
pulls out 5 platinum pieces and hands it to you. Minus 50. Cool. All right. So since we voted for Gar to go first, Mayor Eimer and Gar make their way off towards Bill's Baubles. Also, I still have not found the rules on enchanting because apparently they just don't exist for some reason.
I meant to send it to you. I believe it was in Cauldron of Everything.
Cauldron of everything. Okay.
I'll look it up. You keep DMing.
Yeah. All right. Well, while you look it up, we're gonna switch to the other group then.
Okay, never mind. Woo.
Well, no, you can find it because that's probably gonna take a minute.
I'm pretty sure I just found it, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, if you found. Sure,
Crafting
send it
magic
over.
items. I mean, this is more player rules, but
Yeah.
would you like me to send you the thing I'm currently looking at?
I'm looking at it here.
It's Cauldron of Everything.
I see magical
Downtime-
tattoos.
No, Downtime Revisited. It's under Downtime Activities, Crafting an Item.
Yeah, just
And
send
then
the
scroll
link.
down a little. Yeah.
I'm in Tasha's Cauldron, but it's like
Yeah.
Not
I'll just. Oh, that is the wrong person. I nearly just sent that to Morgan. Also, I sent you a little thing to refer to for prices.
Ah.
Because I've been DMing a bit longer than you, so.
right. I do have that table already.
Okay, just making sure. But yeah, it's if you scroll down a little, it'll say crafting magic items.
All right. Give that a quick once over real quick here.
All right, so we're taking another break.
Okay, I found the table I need.
The work magic items, crafting time and cost.
Yeah.
I figured that's what you were looking for.
Okay,
You're welcome.
so you make your way over to the Bill's Baubles. And
Yeah.
inside this building, you see a gnomish woman standing behind the counter with a sort of cowl much like the one you're wearing. It is purple in color, and it is a single color. Under the cowl, she has some nice red robes, or under, like, as her regular clothes, she has nice red robes and, of course, the purple cowl. And she is just standing in an area sort of in the center, but off to the right a little bit, and sort of like a circular kiosk in this shop. Oh, hello. How can I help you?
Howdy.
Howdy. Yes. Hello.
Hi. I was told that you're a pretty good place to visit if you needed an item enchanted.
Yes. It depends on what
Right.
you're enchanting, but I have my expertise.
I was hoping to get these sunglasses enchanted in a way that would allow me to see better at night.
See better at night. All right. Give me a second here. I do believe, and she steps down from like what you
little
recognize to
school
be an
shoes on.
elevated platform. So like
Yeah.
the kiosk itself, it has like a floor that's raised like 2 or 3 feet. And she like walks down some stairs out of this kiosk and goes over to a shelf in the back and like still in the shop area, but off over to a shelf and flips open the book and comes back flipping through it as she walks back up into the kiosk. Okay, so you're looking for dark sight goggles, is that it? Or a dark sight enchantment, rather.
Yes. Yes, I am.
All right. So going off of the table you just sent me, you have yourself to blame for this. Something like that would cost, that'd go
Being
around
fair and helping a fellow DM.
200 gold pieces, and it'd take about 2 weeks to fashion.
Right. Excuse me, Mayor. How long are we in town again?
Just for the day.
You sure we couldn't stay 2 weeks?
No, I don't think we do.
Where are we?
I think your
DM
funds will
question.
also run out before that.
DM question.
Yeah.
What do you mean the fund? Hold on. Two DM questions. What do you mean the funds will run out? It's 200 gold pieces total.
Yeah.
Not per day.
Right.
So I don't know what you mean the funds will run out.
Meaning, to stay here for 2 weeks means that
okay.
your reward
That's what you
for...
mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. Cool. Follow-up question. Where are we headed? I kind of have just forgotten at this point. I thought we were
the
trying to get
capital
here.
city of Citrine.
That's not where we are.
That is not where you are. You're in Phenak.
Good to know.
It is 1
Okay.
week's journey into Citrine, thereabouts.
How long are we staying in Citrine? Do we know?
Your job is complete once you reach Citrine, so as long as you want.
Good to know. All right.
And I will screenshot this table and paste it in my useful tables tab.
You're welcome. With that in mind, I am going to get back to you, madam. Sir? Madam. It was a girl, right?
It is a woman, as far as you can tell.
Okay, cool.
That's Xander, somebody.
No, I was like, no matter what campaign I'm in, I'm still going to mess up someone's gender. Being. There we go. Thank you, being.
Individual.
Individual. Thank you, my fine individual. Thank you,
You're
random
welcome.
citizen.
You too. And with that, we will transition over to Pink, Liam, and George. We're all going to the Searing Anvil.
One last question. I'm alone with
Yes.
Mayor Eimer, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's also
Let 'em.
Bill in front of you at the kiosk.
No, I mean, when we leave, are there any, like, dark alleys nearby out of curiosity?
We're gonna
Make a
hear
perception
news of a
check.
dead turtle in the city.
With
Yeah,
one
right,
swing, he
so-
just cracks your shell in half.
He's gonna,
Just or like
if you're gonna try to
unarmed
kill
strike.
him, he's gonna like slap you once, and you're gonna just collapse.
Joke's on you! Shield!
He might like pat your shoulder a little bit, and then you're just dead.
Not that weak, I'm technically
Do you
level
want to make a
3.
perception check for this?
Yes, I would.
All right.
Yes,
What?
this is... I'm looking at the wrong page, hold on. I was looking at the I was looking at the sheet I sent you. Alright, cool. Perception?
Perception.
That was a natural 19 plus 3, so 22.
All right. So in this area, it's a fairly populated area, but you can find one like as you're walking around, you pass one alley that is currently unoccupied, although it is a little bit of a tighter alley.
All right.
The alley itself is essentially 2 walkways across, or like with a canal in the middle. The walkways on the sides are probably about 2 feet wide, So you'd have to go in single file sort of idea.
Right. So harder
With
for him
that,
to
we will
escape,
transition
you
to the
say.
other group.
Harder for him to escape. I'm just
What if he
saying,
doesn't
guys, he
want
has
to
a lot of
escape?
money on him. He has a lot of money on him right now.
Why are you more roguish than the rogue?
Because as a person,
Liam,
I am a rogue.
What do you want to do?
Me?
Liam, you're the one who asked for the bows, right? Or no, it was George.
It was
I
me.
want arrows. George wants the bow.
So we're at the searing anvil.
Yeah, you sufficiently make your way to the searing anvil. What you can see is that this area, or this shop, is a open air shop. You have basically a slate roof that's sort of slanted, so that the heat and the fumes that come off this go upwards towards the canal that it's around, and then the basically the walls of this area have 4 pillars that are much larger, made of seeming like some sort of marbled material, and then you have a bunch of iron-like supports throughout the rest of the area here. You can see a handful of people here, orcs and larger humans and elves, each smithing their own thing. You can also see a handful, probably 2 dwarvish people smithing, but the person who seems to be running things around here and is sort of like supervising all the work here is a Goliath woman who has a scar across her cheek and burn marks all along her arms and hands. Or like burn scars, rather.
I walk up to the Goliath woman and I say, hello. Would you happen to be
Hello.
selling a short bow?
Short bow.
And arrows.
Yes.
And arrows.
And arrows. Yes. So, come with me here. And she leads you off to one corner of the shop where there is a staircase that seems to go to a lower level. Following her down, I presume all of you follow?
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
Thank you,
Obviously,
Gar.
you're off killing the mayor.
Yep,
That
is what I'm doing.
Going down into this area, you can see that there are less sort of like, so on one wall, one of the like long ways walls of this, there is a massive sort of like iron forge setup there that is emitting a bunch of heat. But on the other opposite wall, there is a bunch of stations that are for various bows and other archery type forging and crafting there. And so she leads you over to one of the racks there that seems to have longbows and then 2 sort of like workbenches over. There's a rack of short bows as well. So what sort of bows are you looking for here? We've got longbows and short bows, and of course we also have crossbows in the next room over.
I would like one of your crossbows.
Crossbows, all right.
No, sorry.
Oh.
Short bow. I don't know what
Short
came
bow.
up with me. Short bow.
Fair enough. And so she leads you over to the short bow area. And between the longbow workbench and the short bow workbench, there is just a workbench, and on either side of it, there are 2 barrels of arrows, as well as what seems to be some sort of arrow. What is the name for it? It's not natting. Knocking? No. Napping. Gnapp, I believe is how you spell it.
There's some gnats
A
around.
workbench for napping arrowheads. And so she leads you over to the short bows and says, all right, for a short bow, that would run you. Well, we, of course, have the decorative bows as well, but I suspect you are looking for something a little more usable than something for a ceremony. For a short bow, double check the listing here. if I can find it. If I can read. Why can I not read? Here we go. For the short bow, that would run you 30 gold.
30 gold.
And that would come with 5 arrows.
That would come with 5 arrows.
Right.
Might I also add a bundle of arrows as well? Or, well,
Yes. So we've got bundles of, well, we have individual arrows, we have bundles of 5, and we have bundles of 10. 10 arrows would run you 2 gold each. 10 bundles of 10 arrows, 2 gold. For the 5 arrow bundles, that would run you 6 gold, and the, or not 6 gold, 6 silver, and the single arrows just go for 1 silver each.
okay. I would like to get the short bow, 5 arrows, and then 4 10 bundle arrow things. 4
All
bundles
right,
of 10.
So 4 bundles of 10, 1 bow, and what was the third thing you said?
You mentioned that the short bow comes with 5 arrows. I would like that as
Right.
well.
So that would run you a total of a bundle of 10. That would run you 32 gold.
32 gold. Alright, sounds good. I shall purchase this. And I hand over the
Alright.
money.
All right, we'll mark that off.
Oops, that's not.
And you there, are you looking for anything? She points to you, Liam.
Yeah, I was looking to get some more arrows. I already have a bow, but I didn't want to run out.
Sure, sure.
I'd-
How many are you looking to buy here?
3 bundles of 10?
3 bundles of 10? All right, that would be 6 gold.
Okay. I'll just hand over 6 gold pieces.
All right. Is this out of your personal funds or out of?
Yeah, personal.
Okay.
Which I'm running low on because I'm planning on handing the platinum back.
And for the Aarakocra?
Yes. I believe I could also go for a few bundles of arrows, 2 bundles of 10.
2 bundles of 10. All right, that runs you 4 gold.
All right, here you are.
All right. Is that personal funds or Mayor Armor funds?
Personal funds.
Oh, right, because he didn't hand you any. Yeah, personal funds, cool.
Fortunately, I have some personal funds.
Yep. All right. Is there anything else that I can help you with? Are you in the business for swords, mauls, pikes, hammers, even? We've got a whole range.
She's
How
still
much
talking
would a
to me.
longbow be?
To all of you, essentially. A longbow would run you, that would be 55 gold.
Okay.
Gar is dancing.
Well, I'm a turtle. I have to dance. Let's
He's
look at
also
the
not
guys
here.
behind me.
Would you be interested in that longbow?
No, I don't have the funds for it right now. I have a
Alright.
short bow though, so I'll be fine.
Liam, if you would like, I could help. I could help.
I don't
'Cause-
need it yet. I will hold off on it. I might get one later though.
Okay.
I already have a short bow, so I don't know that I'm gonna need a longbow. It just would have been useful the other day.
Right, yeah.
Right, well, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, no problem. And of course, the way out's just that way. Back the way you came.
Perfect.
And I presume that's it for the rest of you as well?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Safe travels. And she heads back up as well and double checks on the elf. That seems to be working on something.
Right, heads or tails, y'all?
Heads.
Both.
No. You have to pick one.
The edge.
Heads.
The edge.
The
Heads.
edge.
All right. Heads, Mayheimer dies.
What?
Yeah, I dropped it.
Both of the sides are heads, Ryan.
It was heads.
Both
So,
of the sides are heads. I know
No,
that
no, it was
coin.
great.
At this point, have we made it back to where we separated?
No, you guys just finished your shopping.
Oh gosh.
I barely was in my store.
All right, so Gar is gonna try and kill the mayor and then die for it.
Well,
There will
you
be
know,
no healing words in this one.
Yeah, for him. All right, I would like to try and take a shortcut through the darker alley.
Are you actually
the
doing
mayor.
this?
Make a strength check.
Well, no, I'm trying to convince him to follow me, but I will gladly do a strength check now that I think about it.
Would you like to make a charisma check instead, then?
See, I don't want him to actively know I'm being evil, so yeah, I'll do charisma. Don't worry, guys. Solid 8.
No, the inn's back that way.
Is this way shorter? Wait, where are my glasses?
No, that's the wrong way.
You make
Oh,
a valid
it's easy
point.
to get
I'm
turned
bad at
around in
directions.
in such a big city.
I just kind of see water and I assume that I'm going the right way.
Yeah, no. You can actually follow the flow of the water here. That's flowing away from the center, and we need to go
okay.
towards the center.
I walk directly into the water. I can
To each their
I
own.
can hack and
And by the way,
swim.
you have to jump down like 2 feet into this canal.
You say jump, I say walk off the edge.
So you take 2 steps and then boop down into the water. Oi! What's going on here? You can see one of the guards here.
I'm
of
trying to sink to the bottom.
the
By
town.
the way.
One of the guards of the town just walks by all of this sort of like this man jumping down and is like, "You good, mate?"
Once again, I will do the T800 just sink to the bottom.
Isn't it 1000?
No, it's the T800 that does the slow thumbs down, thumbs up sink. The T1000 was the liquid metal one.
I thought the 2000 was the liquid metal one.
1000.
Either
I've
way,
seen Terminator 2 so many
you
times.
sunk down into this water, and this man is just like, "I ain't getting paid enough to deal with this," and he walks off.
And I still see the mayor out of curiosity.
He's staring up at you, or staring down at you rather.
Alright. I'm just gonna swim following the direction.
All right, he just begins to walk back towards the way he's supposed to go.
I'm swimming towards the edge.
Presumably, okay.
In the same direction, yeah.
All right.
Well,
Do y'all have
this
any
way-
stops that you want to make?
This way I avoid foot traffic.
Yeah, you're also swimming in the water that everybody's supposed to be able to drink safely.
No,
Yeah.
no, the river
Actually,
water isn't crystal pure.
Make a perception check, Gar.
Oh shit. Snapping turtles.
No, that would be initiative.
Well, I gotta see if I see the snapping turtle coming up on me. This one. Yeah! Finally. Perception?
Yep.
22. I got a 19.
22. Wow. Okay. So you notice,
Finally taking off that terrible roll.
and actually, especially because you have your sword on you, you're able to notice that very close to your skin, little light blue nodes of light start to like shimmer around your skin and lift the dirt off of your skin.
Look at that, guys. I'm getting myself a bath.
Correct.
It's definitely very slow, but it does seem to be eating away at the dirt and grime.
I'm just gonna keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Does anyone have any other... Morgan is disappointed. Does anyone have any other stops they want to make in Phenak?
Is
I
the
think
bathhouse
I'm-
free?
It's a
They got
good
me at the
question.
bathhouse.
Actually,
You
that's a
can
good
certainly
point.
visit it.
I would like to visit the bathhouse.
All right.
I mean, Liam
So
probably
heading
needs a bath as
towards,
well.
following the water upstream, basically, and heading towards the center of the city here, this whole area seems to be the bathhouse. It's got
It is.
various planks of wood sticking up, forming a sort of barrier, and there's certain sort of like inlets where the circular barrier kind of flows in, and on, if I recall, yes. So around each of these branches here, there are sort of bridges that go either one way or the other, and establishments that sort of sit over the top here. Of each one of these barriers, you're coming from the east side of the city, so you'll get here first, I presume. And here, there is what looks to be a very sort of high society sort of aesthetic to this building, with glass doors even. And my throat is getting very parched.
Good thing we're at the bathhouse.
I don't know if you want to drink that water.
It's crystal pure water.
Apparently it's,
but
clean itself.
know, it's about the principle behind it, you know.
They got a mounted filtration system. It's all right. Trust me, I would know. I go right into it.
So are
Heck,
you gonna walk into this establishment?
Yes, I would like to.
I'm gonna go as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Walking
I'm
in, you can see there are a couple of people in very nice robes, and there's a high elf looking gentleman. George, since you're a high elf, you can probably perceive that his age is probably about, probably in his 230s. So well-seasoned high elf, and he's dressed very nicely behind the sort of like reception desk here. There is a handful of brass keys behind him with tags on them that seems to be, engraved in a golden color. To his right, there is a door that goes off into another room that seems to be blocked off, full of probably some sort of supplies. In front of him, he has a lectern with a book, and there is also what seems to be a sort of like, not quite mannequin, but like robe stand that has a very nice like outfit on it that is white for its base color with blue, like aquamarine type blue accents, as well as on the wall opposite of him there is a painting of a man wearing this outfit. He seems to be rather portly. Oh, hello. I presume you're here to partake in the waters of Phenak.
Yes, that would be delightful.
Well, welcome to the wellspring. How can I serve you today?
Yes, we'd like to, or at least I'd like to, head into the waters.
All right. So for our premium establishment, that would be 20 gold for entry.
I see. Yes.
Of course, if you can't afford our prices, you might want to go to the other side of the spring here, and that is where the public bathing is. Of course, I don't want to assume anything about your financial ability, but you seem a little bit staggered by the premium price here. We, of course, offer a premium experience, with personal assistance to help you bathe, and premium soaps as well. Would you be interested?
I thank you for the offer, but I think I'm going to have to decline on this one.
All right. Well, just because you seem to be new here, there are 3 other establishments around the main spring of Phenak here. One on the north side, one on the south side, and one on the west side. The west side is public. The north side is the cheaper end of the more pristine establishments, and of course the south side runs a little bit in the middle. In the north side, you can get your own personal space, and in the south side, you do get your own complimentary soaps and robes to use inside the establishment.
How much might the fare be in the north side baths?
The north side is 1 gold for entry.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the assistance.
Of course. Good day to you.
Good day. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way over to the north side.
I'm gonna start following.
I feel like we would have been like just sidling towards the door just a little bit the
Yeah.
whole time. Like this ain't what I was looking for.
20
I'm just
gold.
saying,
I don't
guys,
want
you could
someone to
just jump
bathe
in a
me.
river.
I also don't want someone to bathe me.
You guys could just jump in a river. Seems
That's
just fine.
true. That's true.
As I found out on accident.
The guards
Oh, man.
won't stop
I
you because
can't
they don't get paid enough to
The
deal with it.
clothes
Exactly.
on.
Which in theory means if I murder the mayor, they don't get paid enough to stop me. Ignoring the
You know
fact
what? Go
that
ahead
a
and give
man in
me
a river-
an extra perception check, Gar.
No.
The mayor was within
I lose
shot.
track
As
of the
the
mayor.
rest of the group heads to the north, of the north end of the.
All
Central
right, good
Spring.
news, guys. That was a natural 3 plus 3. That's a 6.
All right. As you're swimming by, a bucket floats along and bonks you on the head, just like a wooden bucket.
Dear God.
There's more.
No! You guys should have seen at the Silver Enchanters, one of the stores in Dolan, she had a bucket that boosts your confidence.
Dear God.
That was my exact reaction. Just, dear God. People are just placed it on a stool. Just like, this is too perfect an opportunity to mess up. Can I try and grab the bucket?
Sure. Make a
Yes.
dexterity check.
This is gonna go great, guys. Don't worry. Okay, guys, don't worry. That was a 2.
Oh, thank God. It wasn't
Plus,
a 1.
hold on. Plus whatever my dex is, which is a 1. So that was a 3.
Not a 1.
As you're swimming, you go to reach for it, and your arm just like pushes it a little farther away. You can swim back to get it if you want, but you'd have to, impede your journey a little bit.
I want to keep an eye on the mayor.
All right. Mayor's still just walking along back towards the Riverstone Inn.
House. Can I roll stealth? Out of
Sure.
curiosity.
He doesn't seem to be looking at you, by the way.
I know. He's not what I'm trying to hide. 8 plus, what is my plus 1? 9.
All right. 9.
Nice.
Duly noted.
Crap tonight. I have reason for what I'm doing, by the way.
All right. The rest of you get to the northern end of the Central Spring, and you end up running into a establishment that has the title of the Babbling Brook above it.
Perfect.
Just hear the brook going, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? You're...
Yeah, mumble, mumble.
That is the sound of a
Wow.
brook.
Yep. It kind of just mutters.
Inside, presumably you're going in. All right.
Yes.
You start heading in, and inside, you meet a human woman behind the desk who is, probably in her 30s or so. She has some light jewelry that seems to incorporate a crystal connector and a couple of earrings that just, regular decorative. They have sort of a beaded chain going down to some pearls. Although these don't look to be like the expensive kind of pearls, but sort of like the fake fabricated kind of pearls. She's still, relatively well dressed, for a commoner, and her hair is well kept, and it's a chocolatey brown color that ties back into a point in the back of her hair into a sort of bun. Hello. Welcome
Hello.
to the Babbling Brook.
Yes, I'd like to purchase a space for myself.
Sure. So those usually run about 1 gold.
Perfect. Here's the gold.
And is that personal funds?
Personal, yeah.
Cool. All right. Okay, here you go. And
Also,
here
to
is
clarify, from
Yes.
earlier, I spent 30 of,
32.
but
Specifically.
2 was personal.
Oh, but 2 is personal? Okay.
2's personal, yeah.
All right. So here is your ticket. You can go ahead and follow that man back to your personal chambers. And what about you two?
I would also like private quarters.
Private quarters. All right. Here you go. So this is, of course, 1 gold.
Yes. That I have.
Cool.
Here you go.
Thank you. Hands you a ticket. And these tickets are sort of like thin wood rectangles that have some sort of inscription on them. They're not words, they're rather just shapes that seem to denote the different rooms. As you walk back, you can start to see that different rooms have different shapes on them. And what about you, Mr. Arakokra?
I would like my own prep quarters as well.
All right, 1 gold from you as well.
Here you go.
All right.
How much health do you guys think the mayor has, out of curiosity?
Way
A
more
lot.
than you can
100,000.
deal.
Just curious.
All right. So you three go ahead and make your way back to the individual baths, led by this clerk man. He's probably sits at the shorter, like 5'6" height. He's got short black hair and a pair of rough spectacles, like roughly constructed spectacles, that look pretty thick, and you don't really know, like his eyes don't seem to focus quite right, but he's able to sufficiently lead you back to your individual rooms. Each of these rooms are the floor in these rooms are flat with the ground, and they have sort of like a cobblestone floor, and then at the end of each of these rooms, which are about like 5 foot wide by probably about 10 feet in, 8 to 10 feet in. And so the last 4 feet, from the door, so these, the short ends are the bath and the door. The bath end probably constitutes probably about 4 feet of that, and it dips down about 1.5 feet. And then you can see that the wall that has the bath on it, the short end of the wall, there is a sort of, just flowing water from a slit in the top of the wall that flows down into the bath, and then when it overflows, it flows into another slit in the ground that separates. It's probably about like maybe half an inch wide, that separates the bath itself from the floor of this room. And with that, we will cut back to Gar, who is apparently stealthing with a 9
And a batarang.
and a battering.
Yes, I am
Oh, no, I'm out
stealthing
of
with
water.
my solid 9. Does it seem like how many people are near the mayor at this moment? Just out of curiosity.
He is starting to turn in towards a crowd. Like you're walking through the streets essentially, and so there are people walking by, in through a populated area, which probably popular with how populated it is.
Okay. Does the river still follow where he's going, or not really as much? I want to follow where he's going.
Roughly, he's turning away from the stream that you're in right now, or
I'm
the
gonna
canal
try
you're
and
in.
get out of the. I'm gonna try and get out of the stream.
All right, double checking your strength here.
+3, it's 16.
Your strength is 16? Yeah, you're good.
Yep.
So you're able to climb out of this canal sufficiently enough.
Okay.
And with a stealth of 9, a couple of people just like turn and look at you and just like start walking around the area in a wider arc.
Exactly. So, am I near the mayor?
He's walking in towards the like through the crowd now.
I want to try and catch up with him.
Say again?
I want to try and catch up with him.
Okay. After, maybe like a minute or 3 running through this crowd, trying to weave around people, you eventually get back up to Mayor Armor.
I keep an eye on my coin pouch while doing
All right.
big city. Likely to have pickpockets.
Go ahead and make a general perception check.
Don't worry, guys. I'm sure it'll be less than 10. I'll use that one. Hey! 17 total.
17 total.
I got a 14.
You don't see much in the way of pickpockets. Probably, it's their intention to not be seen, if there are any here. And what you do see, though, is probably about 3 or 4 guards just kind of like walking through this crowd. There's a pair of guards out of the 4 that you maybe see. You might have double counted one. You're not sure. 2 of them seem to be talking out front of a shop, just sort of like walking by it.
Let me know whenever you get to a less populated area.
So around about this point, y'all are, so your inn is here. He's headed from, I believe y'all were here.
Yeah.
You jumped in around here. He started walking this way, took a turn across this bridge, and now is heading in towards this way. And you're about here at this point.
All right. Yeah, just let me know if we get to a less populated area.
All right. The rest of the party here,
I'm keeping an eye for
you
any
are
more
able
dark
to take your
alleys.
baths over here. All of you are male, so they all took you to this side of the sort of bathhouse. Presumably the other branching path of the bathhouse is for the women. Is there anything you want to do while you're in this bathhouse other than bathe?
I'm gonna get in and start preening myself.
All right. Make a roll a d20 for a pruning check.
I don't think there's a modifier for a preening check, but
Are you sure?
do I
about
just
that?
roll a straight d20?
Just a straight 20.
10.
it's an okay prune. It's assisted by the water that takes sort of like the smaller tufts and starts like eating away at them. But the bigger tufts, or like the bigger feathers that come out, seem to float on top and go under through the slit and then that the water is flowing towards.
I feel like this should have been an animal handling check because I'm handling an animal. So.
You can add your animal handling modifier if you want.
It would have been a 12, so not much different.
It's a good enough pruning. It's better pruning than you usually do. Than your normal routine. Quite relaxing due to the slightly warmer temperature of the water. Liam and George, anything you're doing here?
I think is Liam alone in the room?
Yeah, in the room, y'all are able to. There's a shelf in there to put any of your belongings down before you jump into the tub.
I'm just gonna take a moment just to enjoy not having the mask on. Just while he's in there by himself, he's gonna take it off and just kind of exist for a little bit. Take a shower,
All right.
kind of wash off, and get his hair cleaner.
Yeah, so you're able to get pretty clean, just without using any soap, just due to the nature of the water that seems to wash away all the grime, relatively fast actually. When you dip in there, you can sort of like feel the weight being removed from you, and the steam helps clear out your sinuses and all that. It's a very clear breath of air as opposed to like a sort of grungy bath that would probably clog up your throat a little bit. George, anything you want to be doing?
So I'm gonna put all my stuff like on the shelves or whatever, and then I'm going to fully
I'm assuming
submerge
Liam did too. He didn't just
All
hop in
right.
with his full clothes on.
Yeah, I'm gonna just fully submerge myself, just
All right.
completely everything, because the last chance I've had to do something like this was Dolan.
That's
I
not true. You could
I
have gone in the lake.
I could have gone the lake. I didn't.
All right.
Oh, it is bath time, amigo.
And everything, it's like you lose probably about half a pound of just like dead skin and grime and anything else that
Hair.
has accumulated on your body. All three of you, go ahead and make intelligence checks.
Okay, let's see.
Smartest guy ain't around.
17.
17, all right.
14.
14, okay.
6.
6. So, George and Pink, you get the realization that you could probably dip your equipment in this water and clean it that way as well. You could clean your clothes, efficiently by doing that. And you can actually see that on the wall, there are a couple of like hooks for hanging up anything to sort of like drip if you needed to.
Yes, I would like to submerge my clothes and armor.
Yeah, almost mentioned that Liam might have tried to clean his mask at least in the water, but now that I failed that intelligence check, I don't think he did. He's too.
Oh boy, all the
Funny how that
spittle and gross grime, all the like chunks of granola. Oh man, it's all in there.
Oh.
All those breadcrumbs.
Yeah, all the bread from the soy bread.
He just sticks a chunk of bread in his mask and slowly munches on it throughout the day.
Like a squirrel. Yeah. You just stick it in your
Wait,
mask.
can I like take my flute and just like rinse it through real quick?
Yeah, you can.
Perfect. I'm also gonna do that.
You don't even need a spit valve. It all just goes through. All the
yeah.
spit
Like the perfect way to
presumably
clean an
gets
instrument.
dissipated and eaten away by this water.
It's good as new.
I'd like to do the same for my short sword, actually.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna do that with my general equipment. I mean, I don't have it. I'm just gonna put my armor and probably longbow in there.
And Gar has something on his eyes. I don't know what
A
that is.
Lego.
It looks like a U. Ah.
Oh, no, you.
And with that, we're going to take a 2-minute break so I can fill up my water because I am very parched.
I am also thirsty. I'm gonna go fill up my water.
I don't know
I
why you
have
guys
a-
seem to be so afraid of Gomer and his
I have
actions
a
right now.
quart jar that I finished before the first break.
And you should have filled it during the first break.
I forgot. I was busy measuring cats with bananas.
That's true.
Weird statements you hear during D&D. I was busy measuring cats with bananas.
I mean, hey, banana for scale, right?
I still don't know why you guys are so afraid of what Gar could be doing. I mean, it's a perfectly logical reason for what he's doing. Yeah,
And
Mayor
what is that
has money. I kill Mayor. I get money.
I see. That's the perfectly logical reason.
No, it's not. But But at this point, you guys can probably just believe that. So I'm just gonna keep saying that.
Let's go to Seacrest and play golf.
Nope, I'm back.
Fine.
Well, it hasn't been 2 minutes. And Liam,
Yeah.
Morgan
Is
isn't.
We need the golf.
No, it started my time 10:13. It's only 10:14.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yeah, give us the minute of golf.
Therefore, we have like 30 seconds to play golf.
Oh, he disabled. That's right. He disabled activities in here. No.
What?
That's why you have to go to Seacrest.
I can't believe this.
Glad.
Oh, he's gone.
Well, his 30 seconds are up.
Yeah, 30 seconds are up.
I'm gonna go grab him.
He started the boat party.
He did.
Just go in there and tell him.
Wait, you can drag him into general.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I can kick him out of that.
I think you can drag him
should just
from-
be able to drag him into general.
Yeah, I think
drag
you
and
can
drop?
drag from one
Yep.
voice channel to it.
Oh, I can
Yep.
just drag and drop.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Your 30 seconds are up.
Yeah, like when he got in there, it was up.
Well, I was waiting until I saw Morgan unmute, and then Morgan unmuted
Hmm.
right as I was starting the game. Shame on you, Morgan.
I've been in the call the entire time, just
I don't
listening.
care. How dare you show up? I was gonna play.
Well, I'm sorry. I guess
Whoa.
Ah, there we go.
Wow.
One player down, 2 more to go, plus a mayor.
Well, that player has the camera turned on.
Oh, wait. What camera?
Deploying
I have a
flashbang.
camera.
Flashbang.
Oh shit.
I love this flashlight. One day it's gonna ruin my camera, the sensor. Like one day it's going to, but that's
Not this day. Yeah.
Yeah. This camera is kind of stopping function anyway, regardless of the flashbang. So.
Enjoy dancing turtles.
Oh, I'll enjoy
And a
dancing
chair.
turtles, and I'm gonna dance with them.
If you
I just presume these are the movements that Pink is making in the bath.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is how he preens.
He stopped printing himself, so now he's dancing. You know, as he always.
that's how he tries off.
Yeah.
Question for the DM: am I still
Yes.
wet from whenever I was in the water, or did it
Yes.
magic dry? Okay, cool.
It has crystals in the water. It doesn't dry itself. You're asking too much.
It is unfortunately still water, I presume.
Well, I don't know. I figured I'd ask. It is magic water.
That's true. That's
Hmm.
true.
It's
It
still
could
dry
auto
though.
dry. It could auto dry.
Fortunately, I'm a bird
It's
person.
not
I
wet.
can just shake off all the water on my feathers.
So wait, are you saying that the water is not wet?
I am
Water is
saying
wet.
The water is not wet.
See, I'm getting conflicting messages right now. Is it or is it not?
It's not.
It made
Water
you
is
wet.
Not wet.
It did make you wet.
No, it didn't. I'm not a
It-
woman.
the
Ayo.
Hold on, I got this. I got this.
Do we have the finder?
Ryan.
Thank you.
Ryan. Oh, okay. I guess we're just doing all the sound effects now while I play with the
Yoda has now died.
screen.
Just wait a
Let's
moment
go.
The moment that Liam has told the dead, all the bad guys are just screwed.
I have told the dead. It's been useless
All right,
so
so
far.
bring the session
Do
back
you know
into
how to do
place after this bathing excursion. Y'all finish up
Have I found
in the.
have I found an empty corridor yet? Curiosity.
You do pass one, but Mayor Eimer doesn't seem to go down it. You're probably about. You're starting to cross this canal here. And the area here is currently less populated. There's probably like 1 or 2 people around this bridge.
Alright, guys, should I go for it?
no.
I hear one no. And
He's
yes.
going to start flirting in his opportunity.
So, man.
How you do how?
How do you do it? That was terrible.
How does one be doing?
Oh,
There's my point. It was tails. I guess I won't kill him yet.
all right.
I don't suppose I can
he
convince
just
the
keeps
mayor
walking.
to go down. I don't think I could. I try and convince him to go down the dark, creepy alley.
Probably not, but you can certainly try with a charisma check.
Rolls a nat 20 for the first time. Okay,
3.
never mind.
I have no bonus.
This is so funny, because this is literally exactly what happened to Xander.
Yeah,
And
but
don't you
at
talk
least
about how
for
30
Xander, I was
seconds.
giving like advantage and stuff to try and balance it out.
Man, if only you had inspiration.
Xander's bad luck only lasted 2
don't.
seconds. Well,
I don't
Xander's
have
bad luck.
inspiration because the DM was me.
He already used it.
Xander's bad luck
The
only
DM
lasted 2
rewarded
sessions,
the
but each of
inspiration I
those
was owed. Sorry.
Xander's bad luck only lasted like 2 sessions, but those 2 sessions were each like 2 of these sessions. So it was technically like 4 sessions that Xander had like extremely bad luck.
And I still got plenty of time to have bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should
All
just be
right,
taking
y'all
the
start
dice
making
that
your
roll
way
the
back,
worst.
finishing your baths, and finishing, I guess, following Mayor Eimer because he's at the entrance of the Riverstone Inn at this point. Y'all start making your way back to the inn, and of course,
Liam's gonna have like the
Gar,
top half
you're
of his
at the
hair
inn now.
tied into like a half up, just to get the wet hair out of his face.
All right. And they do provide towels as well under the shelf. There's a hand.
Is the place we're staying also a tavern out of curiosity?
Yes, it does have a tavern on the lower
Oh,
floor.
good. Flammable things. Good to know.
I don't like where this is
Continue.
going.
I cast silence on the wizard.
Joke's on you. You're not close enough.
Joke's on me. I don't
So,
have
Gar,
that spell.
That's
in the
also
inn?
fair.
Mayor Eimer says, all right, I'm going to go ahead and head up to my room. The rest of the night is yours.
The second I roll digital, it rolls a 19. Of course it does. I'm going to roll digital for the rest of the session. All right.
Is there anything you want to do in this tavern area?
I'll wait for the rest of the party to show up.
All right. So you're just waiting around, and probably about 10, 20 minutes later, the rest of the party ends up coming in to the front door.
Howdy.
Hello.
I
Ooh, tavern.
How was your expedition? I assume I'm still
Ah.
dripping wet.
Mm.
Am I still?
You're
damp?
you're moist.
Oh.
Just all over
It was
from the
What?
swim.
His clothes are still wet.
All right.
Cause he never undressed before he got in the water, did he?
No, I didn't, because otherwise I'd be leaving my
Actually-
clothes on the side of the road.
At this point, you would have drip dried. Like your clothes are still damp, but you're relatively dry.
Okay, cool.
was lovely.
So,
That's a
how was your
bathhouse.
expedition? Oh, that's nice.
What
I made sure no one attacked the mayor.
Lovely. Perfect.
No bandits this time.
Awesome.
I was a secret guardian.
the one they needed, but not that he deserved.
Sure.
That was a poor reference.
It was a Batman reference.
Yeah. Well, tavern means playtime, so I'm going to go play my flute.
Ah, that's what you meant. I was very confused
All
for a
right.
second.
So to sort of set the scene of this tavern here, on the entrance there is the sort of kiosk to the right, where the sort of inn runner goes. To the left of facing that that kiosk is a staircase that goes up to a second level and starts wrapping around. The staircase itself has some green carpet sort of like nailed into it, going along. The tavern area itself is just wood floors, although the entrance area is slightly, or it's ground level. The tavern area is raised up probably about half a foot. The ground area is cobblestone, but the raised area has wood floors. Directly forward and a little bit to the left is a sort of bar area, and then to the area between that staircase that curves around and the bar area is just a handful of tables, and to the left of that area, or like that larger seating table area, there seems to be another sort of like area on the wall where you can go up and order food. It seems like the bar closest to the door is mainly just for drinks. At that bar is a half-elven man with orangish hair and simple green clothing. And he seems to have, it's like a white undershirt and a green vest overshirt that seems to drape down almost like an apron, but not quite. The night is yours.
Hank does not drink. But he'll probably just kind of hang around to listen to some flute playing.
All
Yeah,
right.
Liam's probably not going to drink either, but for like a completely different reason.
I would like to try and do kind of a sword dance along with George's music, if possible.
I mean, hey, we can get some of George's music in here, right?
Yes, we can. Yes, we
Yes.
can. This one I call
Some good old PPF
Golem.
millennial fare.
So, would I be able to do a kind of a sword dance for this?
Yeah, go ahead and make a performance check, both you and George.
Oh, I can do a performance check, all right.
I'm gonna
Plus
roll digital
20.
this time.
I rolled
Let's
digital
see.
and I got a 19. So that's 21. I should just be really digital today.
Okay.
I should have taken the hint from the
So
5 at once.
15.
How did I do better than you?
15?
You're the bard.
All right.
Because I rolled an 8.
Fair enough.
Oh, +7.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Gar, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Guys,
My music's not that bad.
wisdom saving throw, you said? Hold on.
Yes.
Don't worry, I have a +5 to that. 19.
19. All right.
I should just be rolling
So-
digital. That was a 14 +5. Digital just is better today. There's no way around.
Let me load this here.
Oh no. Combat time, guys.
Not with my flute
Right.
playing. This is a peaceful night.
A rowdy patron hates your music and starts a bar fight.
This rowdy patron's gonna get
My first ever
vicious
fight
mockery.
as a
So-
playing D&D was in a bar.
so here
With
we are.
George
Woo!
playing his lovely flute music here, he
That
gets
is-
caught off guard when Gar, doing your lovely turtle dance, prancing around the open area here, where Gar is playing up on the stage and you're
with my
dancing
sword
down
out,
just below.
doing a dance.
You take, holding your sword, the blade becomes cloaked in shadow.
Shit. Can I just cast a spell?
Instead of losing control, through your dancing, you're able to better control how the blade moves, and you're actually able to move it in a sort of visually like eloquent way that goes along with your dance instead. As for the blade stays cloaked in shadow for around about 6 seconds as it flares up, starts to trail around, and then recedes back in.
For the record, Shadow Blade, if that's what I've just accidentally
Yes.
cast, is concentration.
Hmm.
For up to a minute, so just saying.
Oh, okay. So you can wave this around for a minute if you want.
Yeah. Make it have a cool visual effect. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
You now have better control with Shadow Blade. Story wise.
Yay! I cast it on accident. Oh, I accidentally just rolled a nature check. I got
Oh,
a 16 on my
16.
nature check. What did I figure out about the nature around us?
There's some beautiful flora and fauna.
Man, there's like a deer head on the wall.
There are like elves and humans in here.
Oh,
Oh man.
Wow.
There's a big old tuna. Like, it's not an actual tuna, but it's like a
Is
wood
it a
carving
singing
of a tuna.
yes,
It seems to be carved into wood.
Is it a magical singing tune?
If you have a bard spell that can cast some sort of sound, you can make it seem like this
I want
tuna
to
is
roll
singing.
Arcana on this tuna.
I would like to cast prestidigitation on this tuna
I shouldn't be rolling that.
I don't think
Oh, wait, what does that
prestidigitation
do?
makes any
to
sound,
create
does it?
faint musical notes around the tuna.
Ah. Okay, I'll allow
So,
it.
like visual notes. essentially?
No,
Like,
no. Just you hear faint.
Oh, okay.
You
The
hear
actual I
faint
couldn't tell-
music
like,
coming from the tuna.
Okay.
Like I'm just playing and I'm just like,
Yeah. And then the tuna starts jamming out with us.
yes.
Whoever's near that tuna gets to hear 2 instruments.
I'd be
musical
very
notes, yeah.
confused why the tuna's singing now.
So occasionally, you hear the fish go, "Ha!"
Whoever's sitting by that tuna is going to be very confused when they just hear from behind them.
Ha!
Just, what the hell? All right, cool.
Oh, what a lovely night for performing.
Apparently, I nearly stabbed an ally. I think.
That lasts an hour, by the way.
Oh yes.
They're gonna
hour
just
of-
stop. The tuna's just gonna be this thing. Ha!
you're gonna walk off, and it's still just gonna every once in a while go.
The image of the fish being the one saying "ha" in this music now will not get out of my head.
Yep. Every
No,
time we
that's
hear a
that's
hum on
permanent
this
now.
music, it's just a fish in the wall. All right, so
Every time
we
I
have to
walk into a
steal the
tavern,
fish.
You have to do it.
I'm gonna ask, is there a fish on the wall?
We have to steal the fish and bring
Steal
it
it
with
and
us.
take it with you. Yeah.
If
We have 2 fishers with us.
You should try to buy it.
I was about
That's
to say, or
probably
you
a
could just
better
ask to
idea.
buy it. But
But what if we got it
can have a
magically
real
enchanted so it
fish.
perpetually does the hump?
How would that's coming out of your wallet?
No, I'm just saying eventually down the road.
Huh.
Huh.
We're trying to
Anyway.
sneak into a castle.
As we're all stealthing.
Ha!
Wait, I have a disguise kit. I put like a top hat on the fish. That's one of our party members.
I also have a disguise kit.
Encounters Lokatha.
Yeah, I was gonna say my next character is now gonna be a Lokatha that only speaks in.
Anyway, we have 30 minutes left.
Oh yeah.
Indeed. We have 20 minutes left.
30.
20
I'm also
something.
gonna pull the
20,
owl out to
26.
kind of do some tricks with the owl
Huh.
while I'm doing the song, if possible.
I did not think I'd be pulling this song out again, but hey, it works.
Oh, that's perfect.
Don't worry, you'll have to pull it out multiple more times now because of the the huffish.
All right.
All right.
Do any of you want to get food?
I'm a
Liam
starving.
will take his
I'm a
dinner up
starving
to his room with
artist.
him if he can later when everybody's going to bed.
You also have food that you could have chosen to grab from the cart as well. And you can just retroactively say, "Hey, I grabbed, I pocketed some of the food on the way."
Yeah, I'll say that.
Hey, I retroactively say that I pocketed some of the
Retroactively
food on the way.
pocketed some of the food on the way.
I don't
All right.
say that.
Wait, which one of us is eating the giant boar?
Right. We do have.
Mayor Eimer consumes it in one bite. No,
Sounds about right.
Because it takes.
He's
he's got to keep up his protein,
No,
Yeah.
he does it. He does it like a cartoon cat. He just opens his mouth, sticks the boar in, and pulls out the skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, we
Yeah,
lost,
starts
I know
we
choking.
lost the musical person.
It's amazing. We
Musician
can
is-
still hear him play.
I know. That's the fish. Actually, the fish is now playing. He's just like,
Uh-huh.
all right, I'm gonna go on break. The fish is gonna continue
Huh.
for me.
But it's very faint and only like the few people around can hear it.
Pretty much. All right. Anyone else have anything we want to be doing right now?
No, Liam's just chilling. He's having some
Alright.
fun.
Hank's not too hungry.
So y'all have a fun time in the center of this tavern, just enjoying the ambiance of the playing and the ha of the fish. And eventually the night grows old, and you go ahead and retire to
Ah.
your rooms.
The night's getting old. Oh no.
Liam
Need a
finally
potion of
eats.
youth.
See, I don't know
You
how
can, of course,
lunch
eat in
works
your
with
room.
Liam. I don't know how Liam eats lunch on the cart with everybody where everybody can see.
You don't.
He might just not. He might just he eats breakfast before everybody wakes up and dinner after everybody goes to bed.
All right. So, retired to your rooms. That, of course, ends the day. Is there any business you want to do in your rooms before going to sleep?
So,
I want to look really hard at the sword. I'm trying to tune to it. You guys ready for me to be cursed? I would be cursed by this sword.
And honestly, I really have to go to the bathroom, so let's take another short break.
Hydration.
Hydration is the problem. It's also the solution,
Water.
but you know what? Oh well.
Waterfalls. Faucets just lightly
couple of-
dripping.
Leaky faucets. Drip.
A couple of
Good.
months. Ooh. Yeah. A couple of months ago, or not months, years, when I was in high school, I got like really obsessed with drinking sweet tea. And so I drink like I'd have a cup like this. I drink like a whole quart of tea in like 2 hours. And I do it several times a day. Like
Huh.
excessive amounts of sweet tea. And I would despise um
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
Morgan,
despise
I just
having to
sent
get up
you the
every 2
thing.
minutes. Yeah, I know. That's why I paused.
Yeah, that was the thing that I meant to send you a while ago, but only just remembered I didn't actually send you.
Imagine both drinking during school and using the bathroom at school.
I'm homeschooled, so it was super easy and like convenient.
That explains how you had so much access to sweet tea.
So
Just had several 2 liters in the backpack.
Yeah.
guys, I have a new plan. Steal spice trade.
I'm listening.
It's not a question, but the Dutch did it anyway.
Exactly.
Let's take all the spices and then never use any of them.
Yep,
Let's take
just
all the
steal-
spices and move it, push it somewhere else.
throw it in the harbor.
Conquer
It'll
the
make
world.
bathing that much tastier.
Conquer the entire world. Steal all their spices and then just never use any of the spices.
All right, we have our plan.
Can you imagine
Step 1,
anybody
murder
ever
Mayor
doing that?
Einberg. Step 2,
I
we
I
take
don't
over
think
the
that's
world.
part of the plan. I don't think
Leave
that's part of the plan.
Einberg alone!
Step 3, profit.
Conquer the world and
No,
make
no,
a
no.
monopoly of
Profit,
all the singing
exclamation
fish.
point.
Oh, profit.
Mhm.
Profit.
That's a good idea, though. Let's take
Right.
all the singing fish in the world.
Yeah,
So-
monopolize the
Oh
singing
yeah,
fish.
sorry. That's step 3. Buy all singing fish. Step 4, profit.
George, is there anything you want to do with your night?
I would like to
I'm very
read
afraid
the
to
sheet
attempt
music
this.
part of the
All right.
book, the Hosbud Troop Tale.
All right. I will note down that you have read that.
I'm afraid to attune to this sword, and I'm not sure if I've already attuned to it on accident. I'm very afraid.
If you tune to
I
it,
know-
you're gonna kill that one
I'm
shopkeep.
sure Gar's attunement thing might take a minute. Oh, I do want to ask though. I don't remember what you said earlier to the question I sent you in the private chat.
Middleman.
I don't know what that means.
You said there was a middleman.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I know what you
So,
Are you a drug
I would
dealer?
say
mean. No.
Oh, no.
George, go ahead and make an
What
intelligence
about no
check,
life of crime, dude?
Intelligence.
I'm afraid.
because
Oh.
some of this is still missing information from like probably about a fourth of the piece is missing, and it's basically the bottom fourth of the page is missing from each layer of the sheet.
Right.
So you can read most of the base melody, but you need to make an intelligence check to sort of try and interpolate what information might have gone there.
3. Which
3.
I have a follow-up to that,
Yeah.
which I was gonna ask. Can I, in my own book, start noting down some of the notes I like to try to make my own tune?
Sure.
Alright, so in my own notebook or whatever, I start to do that as well. Because clearly I can't piece together this song by itself.
Mhm.
Not with those numbers.
And we do have a music channel in this Discord server that you can post music to.
I believe I already have.
Indeed, you have. But specifically, if you want something to be the Harsberg Troop Tale music.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Liam, what do you want to do with your night, if anything?
I don't think I have anything.
All right. Pank, do you have anything you want to do?
Yes. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Solid
Because he's
Nice.
tired.
All right.
I mean,
and that
Liam's
brings
also
us
gonna
to
do that
Gar.
because he has nothing to do.
Gar tucks into his shell.
Actually.
He's currently
Okay.
very scared.
I take that back for a second.
Okay, Pank, he does have something to do.
Well,
I'm
he's not
mostly
going
just
to
gonna
yet.
wait for it like to be fully dark, like lights out, and then I'm gonna put on the goggles. Just
Oh, that's
give
so
him
smart.
a test out.
They
All
don't
right.
work.
No, my
You've been
200
ripped
gold.
off.
Double check something actually.
I was gonna say you could give it to the person with dark vision to see if like it enters their vision or whatever. But I don't know if that would work.
All right. Yeah, they work. You're able to see across your room just fine.
I'm just gonna kind of smile to myself because this is something that Pink has been needing for a while.
Yeah.
Can't
Of course,
see
everything
anything.
you see is in black and white. You get no color information, just sort of like depth information, essentially.
Okay.
All I can imagine is just this eagle head with goggles on.
Hey, it's a blue jay. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Oh, different picture in my head then. That's an even
Yeah,
better
that would be
picture.
I would.
Think
I don't know if
Mordecai
you have
from,
like an actual
That's
picture
what I
of.
was just thinking.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if you have an actual picture of Pink or not, because I just got to the part in session 1 where Liam sees Pink for the first time, and I don't know how to describe it.
Mordecai from regular show?
It's
Because
a
the only
one-to-one
reference
of
I have to go
Mordecai.
off, all I have to go off is the picture on your D&D Beyond profile,
Oh,
which
that's
is
not
the
accurate.
red.
Ryan put that
That
there.
is
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't seem like.
No, okay, so essentially
Huh.
Pink is a short 4'8" Aarakocra with think like blue jay type of pattern and everything. Not anything like eagle. But yeah, that's really about it.
And Gar,
Just
you're
like
just
a
going to sleep,
short blue
or
jay.
did you have something?
I'm gonna try and attune to the sword if I haven't already.
All right.
This could be a big mistake.
Just gonna hear an explosion.
Ah, boom.
Gar goes crazy and murders the entire party.
Not
not
again.
Mayor.
No, it's fine. We can just
You
flick him
know
and he'll
what?
fall over dead.
Oh no.
Sure. Since you're actively trying to probe it, roll me a d20.
Oh no.
Roll it on the
Guys.
computer. On the computer.
You make an excellent point. Thank you for reminding me. That nearly ended very poorly. It was a 3! On
was
the
a 3.
computer!
Oh no!
All right. Can I find my sections?
I think I'm about to get a vision, or I've just attuned to a cursed item. I don't like this either way. I don't like this. Hello, sword. Do you talk?
All right.
I got a 9 on my charisma check with the sword.
I don't think that matters.
Worth a try.
Go ahead and head into
Oh god.
Seacrest. I'm gonna go ahead and stop music for me because no one can hear it anyway.
Hey.
And also, there's no music for this either.
Make flashback music.
I mean, I could, but
I just noticed that there
So-
are 4 turtles instead of 3. 2 of them are nearly in the same position, so I did not notice that for a long time. Not realize that Raphael.
I see that.
Yeah, Raphael is in the back.
So, focusing on this sword,
Yeah.
You hold the sword in your hand, like so, and you peer into the gem at its hilt. And the sword begins to be cloaked in shadow again. The shadow seems to grow and consume you, and you're in this shadowy space again. Slightly more aware of your surroundings. This is less dreamlike, shall we say. Oh boy, I get to do this voice.
That's something I wanted to hear right now.
You hear wind swirling all around you, and you see rough visions of clouds. It's no longer just shadow around you. In front of you, there is almost like a round port. Roughly round. It's more geometric than just a pure circle, but the port shows clouds rushing by. My screen flashes for some reason.
Suddenly the port flashes bright light. I've been flashbanged by Pink.
You begin to see that the clouds, your vision starts to crest over the clouds as below you the clouds start to spread around you. It's like you're standing in sort of a misty field. There's light above you, but it's all just sort of like a dim white. You hear, who knew clouds were so wet? Oh, come off it, Jade. The wind will dry you off in no time. You hear muffled screaming of an older man and a voice yell out, "What's wrong, Kim? You can't handle a little wind? We are way too high. I don't like it either, but this is the best way to get to Citrine without being noticed. We've got 3 hours to go. Hold on tight." As the vision around you fades.
Am I allowed to get that sent directly to me so I can revisit that?
It'll be in the recording
Oh, okay.
at the end.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway,
General.
back to General. This is why I said let's put...
Yeah.
There's a reason I said put a pin in that, by the way, Ryan.
Ryan.
Hello, everybody.
Whoa.
Weird.
Ryan, what did you say? I cut off on accident while I was leaving. This is why blank.
I said, this is why I said put a pin in that character.
I see. I thought that's what it was. Well, good to know it is the same character.
Anyway, I will have questions for you afterwards, which, if you answer them, you can get inspiration.
Yes!
All right. So, y'all get to enjoy the rest of your night, sleeping in this inn. It's a decent inn. It's not the most lavish place. It seems to be your run-of-the-mill inn. Definitely on the less shady side. It's definitely not like, the sort of area where like you definitely have to like sleep light and, block your doors. It's the kind where, there seems to be a light vibe around here and you can sleep pretty peacefully. With that ends this day where you've come all the way from the Bund Ranch all the way over to Phenak. You've done some shopping and some bathing, and with that, we will call this session.